All right. Hello. We're live and everything looks right. Welcome back to
Hello,
Hobby Vomit. I'm Matt and I'm here with my brother,
Pat.
who?
Like the movies.
That's right. What a catchphrase. I need to turn off this.
Can't believe nobody had already taken it.
What's that?
Can't believe nobody else had already taken it.
Yeah. I guess there's no way for me to do that. Oh, I just have to keep my mouse over here. Okay, cool. Well, cool. Yeah. So if you saw on the title, then today we are talking about two different movies, like normal. One Shutter exclusive. I don't think the second one. No, it's not. It
No,
was pre-Shutter.
no.
Yeah. So one
Yeah.
non-Shutter exclusive. So we're talking about VHS Halloween, the new entry in the VHS series, as well as Tales from the Hood, kind of a classic anthology horror movie. So we're gonna try to fall into a bit of more of a routine here. And so we're going to talk about both movies up front in a spoiler free manner, give our opinions, give our scores, and then we'll go into full spoilers for both of them. That way, it didn't really make sense. We were doing spoiler free, then spoilers for one movie, then doing spoiler free for the second movie. So if you hadn't watched the first, you wouldn't know when to jump back in. In addition to that, we're going to, how did you put it?
Yeah, so whoever's movie goes first. So tonight I'll just pick. We'll say we'll do VHS first. That was Matt's pick, so I can give my full in-depth review first, since it wasn't wasn't my pick. Matt gives his choice, and then when we go to the second movie, we'll just alternate and just switch. Yeah.
Cool. Well, then, yeah, let's jump right into it. Other than anything else you want to say up front, I know we normally chat about any exciting trailers or anything like that. It's an important week this week because Black Phone 2 comes out.
Well, I was gonna say I'll give a short little thing just to do a little movie catch up. Saw one battle after another again last night.
Oh, really?
I've listened to a lot of podcasts. This is the new Paul Thomas Anderson, if you're not familiar, and was just like, you know what, I gotta catch this thing one more time before it leaves theaters. It's just always it's like the most pretentious film thing that you could ever say, but it's just such a treat to have a PTA movie in the cinemas. But it is. It's like it's the place where you want to see them. And so I went last night with my friend to court. Brought kind of a normie, brought like a non-film person, and it was kind of an interesting litmus test to be like, will they be into this? And I told him, I was like, you might not, you might hate it, I don't know, but like if you're willing to go. He was like, yeah, sure. And loved it on the second watch. Highly recommend. If you haven't seen it, definitely worth going to see it. There's just nothing like it. I mean, it's just you're getting like a true unique vision and film from somebody who I think does a very good job with that. So yeah, I loved
Yeah.
it on the second watch. Bumped it up from a 4 to a 4.5. Went up a little bit for me. Appreciate it a lot more this time. Love it. Can't wait to watch it again. And then a friend walked out liking it. He wasn't quite sure of it. If for those that have seen it, in the first like 5 minutes, there's some pretty out there sexual stuff going on. He kept giving me the like,
Yeah.
"What is this?" But things settled in, and
Sean
it's
Bean.
yeah, it's fun. Yeah, Sean Bean. Yeah, exactly. Just a lot going on. So yeah, really good. But did see the Black Phone 2 trailer before the movie. So yes,
You can't
it
wait.
is here. I am ready. It is one of those where I can tell. I'm like, if I had A list and was going to theaters every week, I would be so over that trailer. It
Yeah.
feels long. Like it is
Yeah.
a long trailer.
I've seen worse. There's been worse. I gotta tell you.
There's nothing worse. It's not like a horrible trailer.
Did
It's
you
just
see the part where
long.
they're like? That's the
Yeah,
only
yeah,
part of the
exactly.
trailer I'm like, what? Like, it's obviously meant to be like a dream sequence or something, but like, it just looks super CG, green
Yeah.
screen. They're not even like hitting the sides
No,
of the
no,
booth.
no
So
contact. Yeah.
the only thing I can think of is like that is a stylistic choice in that moment.
Hopefully.
I hope.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good barrier.
Yeah.
I
I
think the worst
hope.
part of the trailer is the phone coming off the hook, and he's like, "You killed me." It's like the worst line. Like,
That see that one doesn't
"Oh."
bother me because I don't
That's like
know.
his first like line of the trailer. It's just such a weird like he's back. And it's just
Yeah.
like you killed me.
Yeah,
What's
I'm
up?
interested.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see.
Doesn't that we talked about it last time too, the the YouTuber, you're talking about some YouTuber his movie
Shelby Oaks.
Chubby
Yeah,
Oaks. I think that's also this weekend. I might be wrong
yeah.
about Black Phone. Black Phone might be next weekend. I can't
I can't
remember.
remember. That's why like around for Halloween, but I can't remember it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Weekend. One more line. The trailer that I do think is a little goofy is like death is, death is only, and I always think he's going to say death
Death.
is only the
Yeah,
beginning,
because of the
death
ride.
is only a concept, but it's just death is only a word. It's a horrible line. He's like, like I do, that death is only a word or something. It's brutal.
Yeah, I feel like we've been on what is the it's the Mummy ride, right? From Universal.
Yeah.
Death is only the beginning.
Only the beginning. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested to see it, but I
I
have low
I feel
expectations.
like it's gonna be better than the first one. And
I hope so. I hope
I
so.
feel like it's gotta be. The first one's just not very good. This one
Yeah.
at the very least, we're gonna get some like it's a cooler setting. Like the camp is a cool setting. It's, actually, I can't tell if anyone's gonna die. This might be a no death movie.
Really? I feel like they're all gonna get picked off.
You think so?
I think it's gonna follow like camp slasher movie vibes. Yeah, I do.
I
And then
hope so.
I think you're spot on that. Like at the end, whether it is literally that he was the one killing them, and this is like he's being haunted by this guy, and now he's like evil, or whether it is the grabber doing it, but then he gets framed for it or something. Like it feels like that's how it's gonna end.
Yeah,
But
it's the hair for
we
me.
shall.
I hate it.
It's rough.
It's probably accurate to the times, but
Yeah,
I
it
hate
looks
it.
bad.
It just looks bad, and it's the exact same haircut that he wears in How to Train Your Dragon too. So I think it's just his
Yeah,
actual hair. He just
yeah,
chooses to wear that way, and I hate it.
yeah. It's
But
pretty rough.
all right,
Yeah,
we can
so,
get into it. That's really I'm trying to think. I literally went because I wanted to go to the movies the other day. I was like, let's see what's playing. Nothing. There's nothing playing right now. I'm trying to think of what the Tron. Tron's like the big release right now.
um, saw Smashing Machine. Did not like Smashing
Smashing
Machine.
Machine. Yeah, I just don't have too much interest in that.
Yeah. So
I think those were really it.
Tron's the big one. Yeah. Mhm.
And apparently it's bombing, which I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. I don't. I know Tron is like a beloved IP, but I mean, I don't know anyone that even saw the last one, the like
I mean,
reboot or remake. I didn't.
it
I
feels
don't.
like the love for it came after the theaters. It kind of developed like a cult following. I felt like afterwards, or the last 5 years, you've heard a lot of people been like, Legacy was actually pretty good, and people are like, yeah,
I've
the
not heard
death
one
post.
person say that.
No, yeah, it
I
got
guess I'm
really.
just not in like film circles as much, but
Yeah, it's
general
definitely
audience,
like
I haven't.
that had a big following. It was one of those where like came out, did okay. It people had a lot of criticisms, and then as time goes on, people are like, actually, you'd be surprised how pretty good that is. And it's like, yeah, it's still not great, but I think just people's memory of it was a huge upgrade in the visuals, right? If you watch the original one, they're like cheesy as heck. At least the modern one was like kind of a cool idea. It was one of the first movies when we were young to do the like CGI like young Kurt Russell thing. Like they were doing like
Mm-hmm.
the almost like a de aging as
DH,
that
yeah.
other character. It was decently big, but yeah, I think just Jared Leto as the lead for this is just a big mistake.
Yeah, huge
People are just don't
mistake.
want to watch this guy.
I saw
So
someone in the someone part of Warner Brothers said something like, "Well, the movie would have bombed even if we had like Ryan Gosling in that role," and everyone's like,
yeah,
I don't know about
there's
that."
been tons of funny edits, of course, of like his face and the suit and stuff. Like there's been a lot
They
of
have of Ryan Gosling.
oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like a lot of funny memes of
That's
people like
funny.
putting Ryan Gosling into it, of course.
I'm just surprised Jared Leto is like, if does he feel like he's still relevant? Like he's a brave
I
man,
don't
I
think he's
guess.
giving him chances. Like he's leading these bombs, and they just keep like letting him do it again. It's weird.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
very
know.
weird.
I don't know why.
Morbius.
Yeah, Morbius. I mean, I don't think Morbius was. I don't think that was Jared Leto's fault, personally.
No,
I've
but I
just
think
heard
like
it's.
ever since I feel like the last 5 to 10 years is like people don't like Jared Leto. You've had like sexual harassment
Yeah,
allegations. You
exactly. It's
have
more of that.
weird cult stuff. It's just like people aren't interested in going to support him
Hmm.
because it kind of sucks. It seems like,
Yeah,
but
yeah, especially in the lead because he was in the. Wasn't he in the newest Blade Runner? Short for a
he
small.
was yeah he was like that like a small villain role.
Yeah, I feel like that. I could see him. Yeah, make him a villain. Everyone loves to hate
Yeah,
him. It
it would
feels
work
like an
better.
easy win, yeah. Which I guess I don't know if he is in Tron, but it seems like he's not. And also the lead actress was she's the I think the actress from Past Lives.
Oh, is it really?
I
Hmm.
think.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
And
I can see it.
yeah, I don't know. It just felt like they didn't really have any chemistry in the trailer. I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't see a lot of marketing, honestly,
Yeah,
either.
we saw trailers the last couple times we went to the movies.
Hmm.
There was trailers for it, but and yeah, I've seen like the Reddit ads and all that good stuff. But yeah, not interested. Haven't seen. I've never seen any Trons, and this will not be my
Oh, you didn't
first.
see Legacy?
Never seen any
I
of
bet you
them.
like more. Legacy's not bad. And
Yeah,
like the Daft Punk soundtrack was huge. That was
yeah.
like a, and this one has that 9 Inch Nails. Everybody's super excited about as well. And that's all I've heard. Like that's the best part of the movie
I was
is
about
the
to say,
soundtrack.
yeah, the songs and the soundtrack sounded great, so
Yeah.
I'm sure those are good. But yeah, I wonder why they didn't get Daft Punk again.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe Daft Punk didn't want to, or they just thought like
Well, I
we
think
can't
Daft
replicate
Punk is
this
no
success.
longer. They might.
Oh, that's true. Maybe they
That may
finally.
have happened post Legacy, where they're no longer a band or whatever you want to call it, a musical artist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
It's
don't
just a
know.
weird franchise. People like in Disney World here, right? We have a Tron roller coaster now, and I think in Shanghai they did too. And it's one of those where like the public loves that it exists, and they're kind of like, "Oh, I love Tron," but it's like if you ask them like, "Tell me two things about it," they'd be like,
The light
"Well, there's
bikes.
light cycles."
I say that's the
And I'm
coolest part, and it
like,
makes
"Right,
great. It makes a ton of sense for a ride. As someone that's never seen any Trons, I think that sounds cool as a ride.
right."
I don't care
The
if the movie
aesthetic
is good
is
or anything.
cool, like neon coloring, like
Yeah,
it's so. But that's really all anyone cares about. So yeah, it's interesting
yeah,
to see him track it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's what the movie updates for me.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think anything on my end. I don't think we've been since one battle after another. Oh no, oh sorry, we saw Good Boy.
Oh, you did? Nice.
We
How was it?
did. It was okay. We had a good time. It's really short. I think it's like an hour and 15 minutes. The
Oh wow,
dog is
nice,
seriously so cute. He's
nice.
so cute, and he's like, it sounds weird, it sounds stupid, but he's like a good actor.
Yeah, no,
He's really good in it.
hopefully.
And honestly, like the biggest miss of it for me was that the main guy, it's really a dog and its owner. The
Mm.
owner sucks. He sucks. And I
Like acting or like the
acting.
characters.
No acting.
Oh, really?
And I don't think it's his fault. I'm guessing it took them like a lot of takes to get every shot or whatever. And so a lot of the shots are you don't really have very many, if at all, shots of the main character's like face. It's all
Right.
like low camera, so you see like him walk into view, but it's very obviously dubbed, all of it. And so the dubbing's just terrible. And it just kind of took me out a lot. But there's some good
Yeah.
visuals. It's worth seeing for an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It
Hour 15. That's. I'm glad they did that. This is like a gimmick that you can't stretch too far. It's a great idea, but
yeah.
like there's only so much you can do with it. So
Yeah, the story's pretty weak, I think. Really the dog, it's worth it for the dog. The dog's great. There's some decent visuals. The rest is fine, but like at the very least it was unique and yeah, it didn't overstay its welcome. So we had a good time.
nice.
But now I got to bring this up. I'm gonna cut into our time a little bit more because I gotta talk about it. So we go on like a Tuesday night at 10:30 p.m. So when I go to
Wow.
pull up the tickets, it's a small theater. Probably fits like whatever 60. One of those small, those 5 rows, and there's two
Mm.
people in like the third row. That's it. So I buy our tickets the row back. So we're kind of like dead center of the theater, and then we go. So just us four in the theater.
Row back is on like one row behind them.
1 row behind them, yeah. So there's like 2 rows up front, then there's like the walkway, and then like 3 rows. So they were in the front of that 3 row section. We were the second one. So then we go there, we get our popcorn and stuff. We go to the theater. Bree's in front of me, so I open the door. Or sorry, I'm in front of her. I open the door for her. Bree goes in, and then I see a girl walking by herself, and I was like, "Are you coming in here?" And she goes, "Yeah, yeah." So she goes in, and then
Mm.
so it's Bree, then her, then me. We're walking down the aisle. I'm sure you already know where it's going. We're walking down the aisle. Bree gets to the end first, so she steps aside to let the girl go, so we can walk up together. So the girl's walking up. We're right behind her. She turns into our row, and then sits down, and I just told Bree what seats are ours. I'm behind her, so I'm just following Bree, and then I see Bree looking at the numbers, and then Bree sits down right next to her. And I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" So then I sit down next to Bree. So it's the three of us. Not a single other soul in the movie. Uh, and then that's already bad enough. Like, come on. But then on top of
Right.
that, she coughed the whole movie like she was sick.
Uh,
And it's like, what are we doing here? and
Wait,
I
did the
just
people in front
can't
of you
figure it
not show
out.
up?
What?
Did the people in front of you
No,
never
sorry,
show
they
up?
they were there, but I
Okay.
mean, like, other than the four of us,
Okay. Okay.
and this is a theater where you, no matter where you go, up front, like if you go to the theater and buy your ticket there, or if you buy your ticket on the phone, it's always assigned seating.
Right. You have to
So
choose.
she made the choice
I was
to
seeing that you guys were right
not
there.
only sit next to somebody, but to sit next to somebody while you were sick,
Yeah.
and it was insane. And the only
I would have scooted over one.
that's why I told Bree. I was like, when we were walking down the aisle, if you saw her and you saw our seat was next to it, just walk one more, and I would have just walked one more too. There's no one else in there.
Right. Right.
She
Now
sat
you're
there
not
the
gonna sit.
whole movie. Bree said she was on her phone and stuff. I just couldn't stop hearing the coughing and stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? And I couldn't figure out what could possibly possess somebody to sit next to somebody else in that situation. And I only came up with two options. The first, which is ruled out, is that maybe she's just one of those people that wanted to like make a friend, and like before the movie,
Yeah.
maybe she'd lean over and talk to us or something,
So,
but she
yeah.
didn't, so it wasn't that. And then the only other thing I can think of, this to me, this is the most reasonable thing, is that she walks up to the theater. She goes, "One for good boy, please." And they say, "Where do you want to sit?" She goes, "You know what? You pick for me." And they were like,
Yeah.
"All right, I will
Yeah.
pick for you."
The middle seat, the most middle seat or something.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're just like, "All right, I'm gonna put you right next to somebody,"
Oh, why
and
would
she just
they do
didn't
that?
know
It's like,
because they're
come on, man.
evil, because they think it's hilarious,
I'm
probably.
not gonna say because she's scared.
Oh my
She's going to a
gosh, yeah,
scary movie by herself. She's like, I gotta sit next to other people.
yeah. It was very
Yeah,
annoying. Just
I
like
understand that.
it's already annoying you're sitting next to us, but like you're clearly sick and you're coughing every 2 minutes. It's just like, come on. But yeah, it's just
We had
one
a
of those
very
like things that like it's hard to. I wish I were better about just be like, I'm gonna get up in the middle of the movie and move. It's
yeah.
so hard to do.
Slide. It is hard, but I think like the sliding over at least feels normal. Just like, yeah, we're just trying to like give some space.
I guess,
But
but
yeah,
if she didn't have the awareness to not choose that seat, would she understand that that's what we were doing? Probably not.
that's like maybe she was choosing it like right at the same time you guys were. Like they were both in the car at the same time or something. Probably not,
I
but
don't think so.
yeah, I understand it. We had a very old gentleman in one bed after another last night, and he, got up and left at some point, and the movie came back. But then at
Oh,
like the climax of the movie, which is pretty well, a little bit post the climax, like I guess the ending scene, which is like pretty quiet. He just all of a sudden was like snoring over it. You could like hear it in the whole room. And then the credits are rolling, everybody's walking out, and he's just like still sleeping. Like,
no one woke him
so
up.
I was curious to be like, did the usher come in and have to like
Yeah,
poke him with the
probably.
broom or something?
Yeah,
So funny.
that is funny. All right, well, now we'll actually talk about the movies we watched. Uh,
Cool.
I had to say that because I don't get it. It was frustrating,
Yeah.
but all right. So yeah, so I picked the movie first, in the Shudder original this week or whatever. It was VHS Halloween. If you're not familiar with VHS, it is a series of movies, and they're all anthology movies. If you don't know what an anthology movie is, just it's very common in horror specifically, but it's basically there's this overarching story within each one, and then that overarching narrative is broken up into 4 or 5, I think has been the number, short films basically by different directors usually, and then there's that overarching through line that sometimes it ties everything together, sometimes it just ties itself together. It's just split into parts. But that's what an anthology movie is. That's what VHS is. It's just basically a bunch of short horror films centered around a theme. More lately, a theme. So this year's theme was Halloween, which is crazy to me. They hadn't done that yet. They've done like a sci-fi one, a viral one, certain ones in different years, like 1985, 1999. But yeah, this was VHS Halloween, and so like we said, since I chose it, we'll do spoiler-free thoughts first, and then we'll talk about Tales from the Hood. So yeah, what did you think?
Yeah, it's a great pick too because the whole idea of us doing this where we want to do kind of like Shutter originals. This is probably the most actually Shutter original you're going to get. My understanding is that like Shutter bought the rights to these at some point, and because they're one and two were like back in probably like at least a decade ago, and then maybe Viral. I can't remember, but there was definitely like a gap for a while, and then Shudder's been cranking them out every year now, and it's turned into a really fun thing because yeah, it is just like you said, it's just usually almost like short horror films by different directors. So it's just a good. It's easier to sell and package it like this, and it's a good opportunity to kind of give opportunities to directors and there's enough of a time that's like fun, but if it doesn't really work, you don't really care. You're just happy that you're like watching them. So yeah, I mean, this is like true Shutter original, which is cool. And yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. I agree. The Halloween theming works really well for this. A lot of stuff is those familiar kind of stereotypical Halloween aesthetics in this. The pumpkins on the front porch, trick or treating for candy. Just kind of the vibe of Halloween very present here, and it does work. The wraparound segment, that very first one, from my memory, I don't remember the full story, but these kids are like breaking into a house, and then they find a bunch of old VHS tapes, and they're like popping them in, and each time they pop in, you get the story. At this point, they're not even yet always trying, right? The wraparound is not connected to anything. It's basically its own short film, just chopped up into
Mm-hmm.
couple sections. But I did like the wraparound film, Phantasma, I believe is the name.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. It just kind of gets right into it. It's a lot like Beyond was one where it's a lot of build up, and then the final segment is kind of the payoff. This one, every segment was a lot of
Just pay
fun.
off.
They just kind of
Yeah.
kept building. So it worked well as a wraparound. And then, yeah, I mean, we're going to go into them in spoilers, so I won't go through them all, but each individual segment was there's only one on my list that I was kind of out on. And kind of looking through the internet and stuff, it actually I'm more on the opposite end of most people. So I'd be interested to see where you fell. But overall, I enjoyed them all. They each had something that was easy to latch onto. Some of them worked better than others. But there's a couple of these that I will remember for sure, and I think they as a whole came together better than Beyond, the last one that I watched. Like it felt like a step up, felt like a step in the right direction for these where we want some horror, we want some humor in there as well. I want to see fun ideas explored because it's such the perfect format for it. Like throw something crazy at the wall
Yeah.
and see if you can make it work. So yeah, I think they did, and they effect wise looked pretty good. Sometimes effects can be pretty rough. I feel like they found good ways to make them work. So yeah, overall, I think I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5. It's just like a good movie. There's definitely rough acting. There's definitely moments that are like oof, but overall, it's just it was a fun, easy watch. So thumbs up from me.
Nice. And yeah, I didn't say it, but for this, just generally, I think anthologies are harder to rate because
Yeah,
they're different
for sure.
directors. One segment might be incredible, a perfect segment, and one might be really bad. So how do you rate the movie as a whole? But so I want to say that. But then also for this, because we're doing two different anthologies, I asked Pat. We both individually ranked our segments, our favorite segments from least favorite to favorite, for each movie individually, and then quickly at the end we'll also just do overall between the two. But I think that will be a good way to talk about it. Spoilers. We'll just start at our fives, and then obviously if we
Like
talk about one, then we won't double up when it gets to the other person's list. So yeah, overall, I also really enjoyed it. I think this is the best one since 2, maybe. Although I have missed one, I can't remember which one I didn't see. But the ones I've seen more recent after 2 have been anywhere from like pretty good to bad, like bad. So I think overall, yeah, the theme works. Like I said, I can't believe they hadn't really done this theme yet, since they had done themes. Yeah, I think some of my favorite VHS segments overall. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about them. So before we talk about VHS, we are just quickly. I think I'm about the same as you. I'm like more of like a 3.25, maybe rounding up to a 3.5. I'm kind of conflicted between 3 and 3.5. So let's talk about spoiler free Tales from the Hood.
yep.
So yeah, you want me to? So I'll go first.
Yep.
I thought this was awesome. I was a very pleasant surprise. It's Spike Jones. What's his name?
Spike Lee,
Spike
I think
Lee.
produced.
Yeah, yeah. But
The
I feel
only
like you can kind of tell that he had a hand in it. It feels very Spike Lee.
mm,
I thought it was kind of genius that it tackled a lot of like. It felt super relevant. I will say, for as old as it was, it feels very relevant in 2025. So it's still worth watching. I think that's kind of why I wrote it off for a little bit to not see it. I just didn't feel like I'm watching an anthology movie that old. But really, it's maybe one of the most relevant anthology movies that I've watched. It tackles things heavier subjects than just like spooky, scary stories. So yeah, I thought it was great. A lot of fun filmmaking, and yeah, really pleasantly surprised. I'm closer to a. I'm like between a 3.5 and a 4 on this one. So, but I think I would lean towards a 4.
nice. Yeah, this one's been on my watch list for a couple of like Halloween seasons, and I've kept being like, I gotta get around to that, gotta get around to that. But also like wasn't in that anthology mood. I think you gotta kind of be. So yeah, once you pick VHS, I was like, you know what, this is the perfect time to do it. We'll have a little anthology theme. And only had seen the poster, and that overall seen people talk pretty highly of it. So I definitely had some expectation that like this should be pretty decent. And yeah, I really enjoyed it as well. I had a great time watching it. Very interesting from doing a little bit of research after, different than most anthology. I'm pretty sure it was the same kind of director writer combo for all of them. I don't
Oh,
think this
really?
is one
Okay.
where it's different directors. So maybe because of that, you do feel more of like a through line. It does feel like tonally and aesthetically and thematically pretty great or connected, but not in a way that you saw variety in each one. But I'm pretty sure that that's the case with this one.
Yeah.
So it feels more cohesive for sure. There's more
Mm-hmm.
control over the and the wraparound fits into that narrative. There's even some tie-ins from the wraparound into at least one of the segments that I can think of.
Yep.
So very different in that sense. Yeah, just enjoyed it. Each segment tackling kind of. I mean, we'll start by saying we're going to talk about spoilers, I'm sure, but we are two white guys on here. We're about to be talking about the challenges that face the black community. Right, that's what this movie is about. Is the struggles of the black community, specifically in the '90s, which when a lot of these things were extremely relevant, and then, as you said, a lot of these things still, unfortunately, very relevant today as well. As we're seeing a lot of history repeat itself with this kind of stuff. So, um, it was. I knew that was part of the thematic kind of glue of all of this, but I was surprised how effective some of these were. Most notably for me, the final segment was like heavier than
Mm-hmm.
expected, and its commentary on the black community. It doesn't hold any punches. It's pretty in your face with it. It's pretty aggressive, but in a way that I thought it's entertaining, but it also gets you thinking and kind of evaluating all this stuff. So that was the big good surprise for me. VHS Halloween is nothing but popcorn entertainment, and it's not
Yeah.
trying to be more than that. And that's okay. But Tales from the Hood was I was like, wow, this is pretty powerful. This is like and I'm curious to look into it more of how the black community received this movie, and kind of just yeah, very interested in its social impact for sure. So yeah, I really liked it. I think there wasn't any of the segments that was a miss for me, whereas like in VHS Halloween, there's at least one. They all were good, and we'll talk about spoilers, but the wraparound segment ends on an incredible high that is, one of the highlights of this movie, and is definitely like an iconic moment
Mm-hmm.
that I will not be forgetting. So yeah, it was great. I gave it 4. I think for like what it's trying to be, it's doing it very well. I think I could be talked down to like 3.5. It certainly has some flaws. It's not perfect, but this feels so rewatchable. This feels like
Yeah.
one like I could watch in a year and still have a blast. If it's one that my brain wants to like buy a special edition Blu-ray of and watch the behind the scenes and hear some commentary on it, kind of from maybe some film historians and such. So yeah, it was a huge win. I loved it.
Awesome. All right, well, let's get into spoilers now. So if you've not watched either of these movies, then pause, go watch them, and come back, or just we're getting into spoilers. So we're gonna start with VHS Halloween, then we'll go to Tales from the Hood. All right,
Cool. You,
so
you want to go through like sorry, you want to do like the list to kind of talk through?
yeah, so I think what we'll do is same thing. I'm going to bounce it to you first, and so there are six. We'll name the six segments in the order that they appear in the film, and then starting with you, we'll have you name your sixth. We'll just talk about it, and then we'll do my sixth if it's different than yours, and if not, then we'll go on to five and so on and so forth until we work our way down and we've done them all. And then we'll just reiterate, or we'll just re-say what our lists are at the very end. But yeah, so VHS Halloween has six segments if we're including the wraparound. So just starting with the wraparounds, the first thing we see is Diet Phantasma. The first actual short is Coochie Coochie Coo, followed by Ut Supra Sic Infra, followed by Fun Size, followed by Kid Print, and ending with Home Haunt. So yeah, kick us off. What was your least favorite segment?
My least favorite, and this,
Do
it
you?
could have just been.
Sorry, just say.
What's that?
Do you think it'd be fun to guess
Uh,
if I could
yeah.
see what I think your
Yeah,
least favorite
go
is?
for it. Yeah. I'll give a little bit of context of mine, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess Fun Size.
Close, but my least favorite was Kid Print, which people seem to really be liking. And for me, I don't know why, it just did not work for me.
Hmm.
Something about like for me, it's not like it's too far because I watch all sorts of things in film and I'm okay with almost everything, but something about the kid part of it felt weirdly like exploitative to me and like just did not allow me to connect with it, which is weird. I don't know. Like I've watched so many
I see a
things where
lot of
kids are
that
doing
online. That's why I talked to you
that people
about
are saying.
that. There was one segment where people were like, "That's too far. It's too far."
Okay,
Like I can get on board with horror, but not when it's kid stuff. I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
interesting. Yeah, yeah,
There's
and
kid stuff in like every one of these segments.
oh, right. So it's not just the fact that it's like kids getting killed and film can work. It was just like the way the subject matter was portrayed or something. I don't know. I
It's
don't know
super
if
like real. I
I've
would say it's very realistic.
felt very realistic,
Could
and so
happen.
I don't even know if that's really my problem because I watch plenty of things that like that's usually when they're effective when they're very realistic, and
Hmm.
so I don't know what it was with this one where I just really didn't connect with it. I don't think it's bad. I just like never was vibing. I forget that director's name. I think he's actually kind of like a bigger name. I think it's Alex Ross Perry, maybe off the top of my head, who's done a bunch of stuff, and this one seems to be kind of one or end of the spectrum or the other. You either really didn't like it, or some people are like, "This is the best one."
Mm.
So be curious to see where it falls for you. But I don't really have even that much to say. I don't know. I just kind of tuned out a little bit. It just didn't. I didn't connect with it. That's really all I got on it.
Yeah,
So
it's probably the most like vanilla of them, which very I mean, we talk spoilers, so it's basically there's a serial killer that is like torturing kids, and you find out he's working with the guy that is trying to help not prevent, I guess prevent it. So there's a guy
yeah,
that's set up a shop. He takes a picture of your kid on Halloween in their costume, so that way, if your kid goes missing, because kids have gone missing in previous Halloweens, they can show you're like, this is what they're dressed as. The last scene is this kind of thing. You find out the guy that's working for him is the guy that is then approaching these kids and bringing them back to that store and torturing them pretty
mm,
brutally too, like wearing their skin and yeah, just slowly killing them. Um,
mm,
and I thought, to me, I thought he was pretty good in that role, in like the
yeah.
like happy kind of,
Mm,
almost like a Bill Cosby
yeah,
kind of
I see
vibe.
it.
So I thought he played the role well, and then I also thought that I enjoyed that the the guy that owns the store, he kind of accidentally stumbles upon his employee doing it,
Right,
gets
right.
caught up in it, ultimately gets blamed for it. The other guy goes free at the
Right.
very end, which is
That part's fun. Like the yeah, like we'll end on that note is kind of like a fun twisty. Because I feel like maybe in the very beginning too, you were a little suspicious of that innocent guy who gets the key. So yeah. So I don't know what it is. It's something I've not had that reaction very strongly in many things with film ever. So it doesn't feel like in my mind where it's like too far. It's just like the way they approached it felt it just became inaccessible to me or something. I don't know. It
Yeah.
was definitely weird. So
I think that
that
I think overall, whether you loved it or didn't, for just people in general, I think the director, at the very least, succeeded in like getting people's attention. Of like, people will remember this segment,
yeah.
for better or for worse. But
Mhm.
it's pretty like visceral. Like just there, it's brutal. You know, kids begging for their lives, um,
Right.
which is it was just
Very
pretty
well
brutal.
drawn out. Like a lot of these other ones, I guess not. I guess not really. So some of these are more like fast paced, but looking at the list, like a lot of them do take their time. So
Yeah, this
yeah,
is
I
a
don't know.
slower one. It's the only one that's not like, to me, it's the only one that's not really like fun in any way.
Yeah, it's definitely not fun. Yeah,
Like
it's bummer.
the tone, yeah, tonally, especially because appeared second to last, so the tone of the of all these segments have kind of been set up. There's one other one that's like semi serious before this, which
Yeah.
was the Oot Super Sick Infra.
Mhm.
But really, this felt like a like just tonally maybe a little out of place. So I could see why didn't land as much
Yeah.
for you. But I have seen just people just saying like I don't know. It's very divisive on Reddit, really.
Yeah.
Uh,
Interesting.
so
So
yeah,
that's my number 6. So
and so
I'm
I'll
here
just
with
tell you when we
theater.
get to that number where it is for me. So that is not my number 6.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to guess?
Um, I'm torn between two, and I'm gonna just for the sake um of not guessing the same one that you just did, because I was considering fun size as well. I'll take a shot with Oot Supra.
It is
Sick
not
Infra.
Oot Supra. It's
Okay.
actually Diet Phantasma, for
Fantastic.
no reason other than just like I don't know. I thought it was good. I think the through line of anthologies are almost always going to be my least favorite because they're the most disconnected. This really just it was fun, but like the ending didn't really satisfy for me. There wasn't really a satisfying. So basically, yeah, they're testing this like new cola that they're pushing out to the market. That's like meant to. I don't even know what it's meant to do because by the end when he's like send it, um, the little girl's like possessed. So I think they're trying to like it's almost like a brainwashing thing where they want
Yeah.
like an army of them or something like that.
Yeah.
But like it still goes wrong with her, and he still pushes it out, which I and that's the end. Um,
Right.
and so I never really felt like satisfied. I kind of wish like she broke in and killed him or something.
Hmm.
So it never really went anywhere. The effects were fun, and I can say that it looked fun. It looked good, but other than that, I don't really have anything to say about it because it just was very just like we just saw the same thing over and over and over and over again with no satisfying ending. So yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't bad or anything. I just felt kind of nothing towards it by the end.
It's fair. Well, I mean, I'll jump right into it then, because yeah, I think that one like just edges to my number 5,
Mm.
very close on number 4. But I agree with the main point of that, which is that I think it starts really strong, and I like the slow build, and then it kind of just rides that to the end, and it does become a bit repetitive by the end, where you're just kind of like, okay, like it's a different effect every time, I guess, but even that starts to blend a little bit. But there's some really fun stuff. It's clearly very low budget, and
Mm-hmm.
like they've come away with some really interesting stuff where it looks like they're getting almost like sucked in the can, and pieces are attached to it, and just the kind of chaotic nature of it. And for spending such a small time with them, I think they do really established well this guy. Like I like him as a character. Like
Yeah.
he's not the best actor in the world, but he plays it well enough for like you get it, as well as his kind of like little assistant girl. Like you do connect with them enough, at least as characters, to kind of get what's going on here. But
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think that's what brings down a little bit for me is, to me, that's usually the best part of the wraparound is the ending. It's kind of like this is what like we've been kind of stretching it, and then now we end on this great exclamation mark to take us to the credits. That's what's usually fun with especially the VHS movies. I feel like, so I agree. Kind of ends on a downer. I get the idea. It ends very like cynically, yeah, of like him being like, great, like let's roll. It's not all the way perfect, but it's good enough. Let's get it out there. And it would have been nice to like see something kind of come back to get them, like one of them coming in or something.
Yeah, because I mean, it seems
But
like that's what's about to happen. Things are going wrong. Like the lights are on. She's about to break through. So it's like
right,
it almost seems like he's saying send it before they all die, maybe. But like, why not just
yeah,
do that then?
right.
Uh,
So, but overall, it was fun. It works better than some of the other wraparounds, and that does take itself too seriously.
sure, yeah, it's
And it
really
just
fun.
works as a fun little break from the other segments where you're like, all right, let's see how these people die this time. Let's see what improvements have been made
Yeah,
from the last.
each one's like 2.5 minutes. So yeah, you
Or
never
not
feel
that.
like it overstays its welcome. I can't remember. Does it end with Home Hunt to the credits, or is the final Diet Phantasma before Home Hunt? I almost think it was.
I feel like Home Hunt goes straight in the
That's what I
credits.
thought. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. Which ends then stronger, more like a exclamation point than Diet
But
Phantasm
it
does. So
also normally anthologies don't do that, so it also was confusing. Like,
yeah,
oh wait, so that was the end that we saw. Like it
yeah, that's
almost
true.
does feel like it's right at that moment they're about to break through. He says send it. You're like, oh okay, cool. We're gonna get the conclusion to this, and then we just don't go back.
You just don't.
Yeah, you just don't. That's your number
Yep.
five, you said.
Yep.
All right, you want to guess what my
I forgot
five
we
is?
were guessing, so I didn't give you a chance.
That's all right. It makes
Um,
sense if for us to go right into it because we were already talking about it.
I will guess that your number five is fun size.
You are correct. Fun size is my
Fun
number five. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of really good about this one, but oh my god. It's the worst acting I've ever seen, and I don't
right.
care. The people out there defending, they're like, it's supposed to be. I'm like, no, no, there's a difference. Like when I look at Cabin in the Woods, right? They are supposed to be saying, they say things like, "Oh, the wind must have blown it open," which is like it's almost like it's a character. They still sell me that character is saying that, even though they're a bad character, a stupid character, they still sell
Right.
me that I believe that's not just some dude they picked off the street and they're like, you're good enough,
Right.
Walmart Doctor Who, you're good enough. And the concept was great. Love the messaging. I thought all of it was really great, but I just could not stand the acting, and that really, really, really hurt it. I think you put really good actors in this. This would be my one or two.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much I like the idea. There's also some so that's the other thing. It's like they make really stupid decisions. Some of the characters, so like at one point, the boyfriend goes in to the machine and it spits them out into different pieces and everything, and they're like looking for the ring, but it's like they went through the conveyor belt in a certain order, and they're
Right.
opening up every package and they just can't
I think one
find
thing,
it.
like, why would you open that? Yeah, like the stupid
It's
stuff.
like clearly one of them, the big one that the third thing that went in was the hand. You think the third
Right.
one that comes out probably the hand, and what do you know it is? But they just are like,
Yeah.
well, let me open the first one. And he's like, this is his penis.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. Like, I thought the mascot. I know the mascot's becoming more an iconic, which I think he's fun. Look, he's a good icon. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say other than like the acting's just horrific
Really
and
bad.
no excuse. No, it's supposed to be bad. I don't care. That's like saying The Happening, right? It's like kind of like The Happening, where it's like,
Right.
yeah, it's supposed to be bad. I'm like, that does not make me like it or old. It's like, sorry, bad
Old.
acting is gonna be bad acting.
Yeah. It is definitely bad acting for sure. I
Yeah.
definitely have thoughts when we get to it.
Okay. So that's my number five. So we've done both our fives. So bouncing back to you, what I think your number four is, um, fun size.
It is fun size, which almost was five. Like it's tough because this one is just so split down the middle. Where like there's such great ideas here. The like not taking more than one piece of candy, getting sucked into the bowl, everything with that is such a great idea. Um, don't know if I love the aesthetic of where they get sucked into. I don't know if it's
A
trying to
little
be
boring.
almost like a what's that?
It's a
A little
little
boring. Yeah,
boring.
it's like not. I don't know. Yeah. So,
It's budget.
but
It feels like they're on a budget.
it's budget. Yeah. The mascot guy. Yeah, he's like memorable, but like never really earns it either. Like he's just kind of there and he stands out because he looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part, and I'll have to look them up because they're worth it. My favorite part was all the names of the candies.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Oh
The
yeah.
names are hilarious. Like I love the names. The one that got me was and ands. Like that's so good. Like the ampersand
Yeah.
and ampersands. Like that's genius. So the names are super good. I get what people are saying. I also disagree that this doesn't defend the acting. The acting is horrible and really drags it down because there's long stretches that are nothing but these characters like interacting with each other
Mm-hmm.
and trying to feign that they are concerned about what's happening to their friends and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The end of the short, where you kind of get this kind of like the cycle continues moment, that clearly was like, because I was watching the whole thing, I'm like, yeah, is this supposed to be taken seriously? Is this supposed to be funny? You couldn't really tell, and it felt like more serious. When they circle back and do the kind of like the cycle continues, that moment feels played for laughs. Like I was like, okay, this is the intent of this is supposed to be funny.
I got the
That's
funny vibes the whole like I think for me it was definitely supposed it felt like it was leaning comedy the whole time.
also the penis and stuff like there's
Yeah, I mean he bites
like,
like a clearly shaped like a penis, which fine, like it's chocolate. You're not gonna make that assumption. And like yeah, the white cream and stuff but
yeah.
oh man, the dialogue, fiance. And even like that like the actual
Exactly.
dialogue is kind of funny. But
Right.
it's just the performances are so bad. I mean, like I'm a terrible actor, and I could do. I feel confident, and I wouldn't say that I'm a bad. I cannot act, which we've found out because I did a, I did an almost award winning
Yes.
UCF Film Festival, and it was
Yes.
awful. I was terrible, but I could do better than that. Like it just was rough.
Um. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they are all very bad, and it just that brings it down. Even the fiance stuff, it's like I almost would be better like Cabin in the Woods almost to like have them committed to being very serious and like something the fiance thing
Yeah.
feels funny. It's just
Because
messy,
they are acting serious. Like it's a funny
right?
situation that these people are reacting to seriously because they're really dying and stuff. But yeah, they just don't pull it off like something like a
Yeah,
Cabin in the Woods, which is the exact
something like
same kind of thing for me.
right. Something like the logistics of everything, not like literally, but just like yeah, the way they're like, now let's run over this side of the room, and then now let's go back over. It's just like undercooked a little bit. So yeah, I like what they were trying for. Probably the most memorable part is the opening with the bowl. I love all the candy names. I love the idea of the hand, and then as he starts getting pulled, yeah, you're kind of like, oh, like what's gonna happen if we just keep pulling him? Like, what's the deal? So yeah, it's mixed, and yeah, could be my five, but just barely cracks into four. And that like between that or Diet Phantasma, like I probably would rather throw on Fun Size again over Phantasma.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Same. And I think the ending is great. Honestly, that kid, he has one line, and he's better than everyone else in that short.
yeah,
He's like, I
he
took
really,
two. Is that okay? Or I can't remember what he says, but like,
yeah,
and then you get
it
the
is
point
better.
of like the point of view of the bull, which I think that's fun.
Yeah,
I don't really like. I don't know. I respect the shot. I respect the shot. I think that the writer director, I don't know if it's the same person or not, took a shot. They had an idea. It's a great idea. I don't know if it was executed so well. I don't really like that they finally get out and then it's just like just kidding, like because one of
yeah,
their friends did something. But whatever. I think it's. I'm not gonna get to. We don't have to dissect it that much. It's just a fun idea,
right.
but not. Yeah, just yeah. I really. That's my biggest negative. It's just brought down significantly because of just
Mm-hmm.
awful, awful, awful acting.
Mm-hmm.
So yep, that's your number 4. You said right?
Yep. So
Okay.
you did Diet Phantasma six, Fun Size is five. I will guess then that Kid Print is your number four.
It is not. It is
Okay.
ut supra sic infra. Ut
Which
supra sic infra.
I don't know what means this. I'm assuming means as above, so below in Latin. It has
Yes,
to.
I think it does. Yeah.
Have to, right? Like that would be the perfect fit
Yep.
for this short. Okay.
Yeah. Which yeah. So yeah, that's my number 4. Slow to get off the ground. I think the payoff was really good and some really cool effects. it's very like, I mean, there's not a lot of depth to it. Really, once you get into the room, that's where the real story starts. And yeah, I just thought it was there some creepy visuals, especially like the eye. It was gross. Plucking the eye and eating it. And I thought most of the acting was fine, like it was pretty good. But really, it's just like a one event kind of thing. I thought it was pretty. They played it realistically, where these people are like, "Sure, buddy," like, "Okay, sure," and then it happens to them. I like that. It's pretty realistic. They're not believing in it, and then it happens again, and the end. I mean, it's short and sweet. Once we get going, but really, just like I don't know if I'll really think about it again. I just thought it was a little bit more well executed than Fun Size and Diet Phantasma.
Yeah. Nice.
Any thoughts on that? Or you want to save your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll save it.
Okay. So you're number 3. Let's see. So we've done Fun Size. You've not.
Kid Print was my 6. Fun Size was my Die Phantasma was my 5. Fun Size was my 4.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Utsa Persik Infra.
Yes, that's my number 3. Yeah, just kind of middle of the pack. It reminds me of a VHS segment, like of a classic one where you don't get all the answers. Like we don't really know what's going on here, but it doesn't matter, and you're just kind of like jumping into this kind of little story. And yeah, it out of everything. I mean, maybe not with Kid Print, but maybe outside of Kid Print. To me, when I'm looking at the list, like it's the one that takes itself the most seriously. It's definitely
Yeah.
it's not. I don't know if there's any comedic bits. Maybe with some of the friends when they're like messing around in the room with each other, but
Yeah,
it's
but
not played for comedy necessarily. And yeah, it's just like a simple concept that works. Like it kept me guessing of like what's gonna happen here. The phone ringing and um,
well,
it feels.
someone else answers it, right? From what I remember, the second time he's like, "Don't answer, don't answer," and someone else answers it.
I think the main detective woman or something maybe.
Yeah, which I thought I was like, "Oh, so she's gonna get possessed,"
Right.
but no, then it's just him again.
It's just him. Yeah. So it's like I don't really understand like what's going on, but yeah, this one's all about the payoff, like you getting to see what happened in real time with all of them is really cool, and the use of camera also felt like old school VHS, where like it actually makes sense, and a lot of these now don't make a ton of sense necessarily why there's camera involved. Like they try and sometimes justify it, but you're like, whatever, doesn't I don't care. Like it's being filmed. Like traumatized, they're trick or treating as a documentary crew or something. Stupid.
Yeah,
They're all
I forgot that
here.
even were yeah. Some of them are so abstract. I forgot that's what we're even supposed to be doing. I'm trying to think of like what Home Haunt. Home Haunt makes sense in the beginning.
Makes sense. Yeah, I guess.
At the end, though, yeah, I guess it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. And Kuchiku, we'll get into it, but this one, at least, like the movement of the camera is very intertwined with what's happening in the scene, namely it going up to the ceiling into this kind of weird flipped version of the room. And yeah, that was the coolest part, just the shot of him coming out the door, and it really takes its time with that stuff, and just like the close up on her as he's walking around, just waiting for him to like get to her and stuff, it was very effective. Not like scary, but just yeah, like you're just anticipating.
Yeah, you just keep waiting. Like, is something gonna save him? But like,
Right,
you pretty
right,
much know, no. And so yeah,
right.
you're right there with her of just like waiting, and I think she sells it pretty well because she knows
Yeah,
what's gonna happen. She knows no one's gonna come save her. She
yeah.
can hear like the other people getting there. Yeah, it just would suck being. It sucks being that person. That you're the last
Yeah,
person.
and then the slamming back down on the ground was good too. So yeah, I think it's middle of the pack. I agree. Probably won't think about it as much as like visually less exciting than a lot of these other ones, but I thought it did its job well. So
Yep.
that's my number 3.
Nice.
All right, so you've done Dive Phantasm is your 6, Fun Size is 5, Boot Super is 4.
Mm-hmm.
So then from there, I'm gonna guess Kid Print as number 3, but
Nope.
maybe higher. Yeah,
It's
I have a feeling
higher.
we're on the opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So then I would guess Kuchiku.
Coochie Coo. Yep. Coochie Coochie Coo. Yeah. Good. I mean, like to me, this is like the quintessential like VHS. You get a cool like gross monster with cool effects. It's very just like go into a haunted house because you're an idiot. But like I'm on board for that because it's a horror movie. Some fun like chase scenes, creepy visuals. It's dark. I think both the actresses were good, and I don't know. Just like to me, this one just is it's solid everywhere. I'll think about the monster design was great. Honestly, the thing I like the least, if I had to say one, was like the baby man.
Yeah, me
I
too.
didn't really
It
love the
doesn't.
baby man. You could take him out and it'd be fine. He just wasn't as
I
creepy as I thought he'd
like
be.
the idea of it, he just wasn't creepy. Yeah, it just felt you're just like it's just like an adult male dressed like it just didn't.
Yeah,
He didn't sell it well or something.
put Nathan Fielder in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you take him out and it actually gets better. Because I think I don't know, or just let him be a part of the crowd at the end, and I'll get it. But yeah, I just didn't find him very very creepy. So I think that knocked it down a little bit for me because he's in it quite a bit. Like he has
Yeah.
almost as much screen time as the as like the mom,
Yeah.
and I think they call her the mommy.
The mommy.
We get the
Yeah.
lore drop in the beginning. The mommy's gonna
Yeah.
get you. The mommy's gonna get you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a little goofy.
Yeah, it is
It's like
goofy.
the first jump scare too, right? Because I like slam up on the window or something
Yeah.
with the kids.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, I liked it. I mean, like I said, like this is the type of segment I watch VHS for. Like fun. This could not exist in a full length movie, so it's just perfect for an anthology. So yeah, I liked it quite a bit.
Nice.
So I would say this is your two.
Yep. This is my two. Um, it's great. It's. I think they made the right choice in making it the opener of the segments. I
Yeah.
think it's a great first one. It sets the tone of the Halloween vibe and spirit and the night of trick or treating. And they do a pretty good job of establishing these girls where like they are unlikable. And like a lot of good horror movies, you end up kind of rooting against them. You kind of want to see them get their comeuppance. Also, one is maybe worse than the other. There's kind of like a little bit of an imbalance. And yes, like the lore drop feels a little unnecessary. You get the stuff from the kids, but also they like walk by a mom who's upset, right? And they're like, "This happened last year to that 17-year-old or something."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's also like a moment there too, which then triggers them to talk about it, which is okay. Them talking about it. So all that stuff's like fine. It's a little goofy, but I do really love the idea of the house just appearing for the potential victim. I think is a cool idea.
Yeah.
And you even see the other family just walk by and not even like paying attention to it. Unfortunately, then they write in the dialogue where they're like, "They didn't even see that house, and I
Yeah.
guess
So
they
what
don't
should we
want
do?
to see
Go
it."
in.
Yeah, like
Oh
that.
yeah,
Just like,
it's a haunted attraction that only we can see,
yeah,
and we know that we're the only ones that can see it. Like, come on.
it would have been way more effective just not call it out and just leave that for the audience, and they just don't even care. Like these
Yeah,
girls wouldn't care about that, right? They would just walk right up. So that's the worst part of the short is
getting them in.
it's reliant. Well, no, I think just them too. Like it's reliant on
Mhm.
them talking a lot, and sometimes they do okay, but it's just a lot of weight to pull, and sometimes it's a little bit rough.
They're good. They're good.
But
Like, I'm scared,
scared,
crying,
yeah,
and I think once they're in and shit's happening, I think they sell it. I think
yeah,
getting them in, it's maybe less them and more of like the dialogue was just not there. Uh,
yeah. I don't mind going in too much. Like I like the idea of like creepy lady at the door, and then
yeah,
goes
just the
in and
hand comes out, right? It's pitch black, and just the hand comes out.
yeah,
But yeah, that looks
um,
good.
it's yeah. You roll your eyes a little bit when she's like, "Oh, it must be a haunted attraction." But like, I can see like people do that kind of stuff if they would have sold that idea a little bit better. Like
Hmm.
that could have been the idea for sure. But it also feels like I mean that the short ends on this really interesting concept of like them trying to fight it, but kind of succumbing to this like lullaby song that unfortunately the lyrics are a little too on the nose, where it's just like you will succumb to my song or
Yeah,
something like it's like
mommy
or
make you
you'll
fall
regress.
asleep.
Yeah, yeah. I think talks about like you're regressing and like it's a little on the nose, but when I hear that, it almost makes me feel like by the time they're seeing this house, they're kind of already doomed. Like there's already like their fate's already a little bit sealed. So
Yep.
I don't mind as much them going in. And then yeah, once they're in, like it's pretty creepy. It takes its time. I thought one of the most effective was when they're in like the living room and she just like comes around the corner.
Yeah,
And it's
there's a
like, oh,
couple of
it's
those
pretty creepy.
creepy, yeah,
Yeah,
creepy
that was
moments.
like one of the most creepy visuals in the whole film, I think. And if anything, if I have any criticism, it almost goes a little too long. Like they kind of start to repeat stuff where it's a lot of just like move to this room and then they're coming,
Cry.
then get out of the way, go to this, yeah, cry, move to this room, and could have definitely cut it down. I think when the baby guy is first there and they're just doing the like shaky cam like zoom just to see like that I like, but yeah, when you're seeing him like do his like voice stuff is not it's not very good. And it's just like every time they keep coming back the stairs, he's just like, "Oh, I'm the guy at the stairs," or "You can't go back down this way." And you're
Yeah.
like, "All right, whatever."
I
But
liked them finding the previous girl. Thought that
yeah,
was good. And the girl in
too.
like the I don't know, I don't know, stretcher almost, where she's like hooked up with the
Yeah.
tubes and stuff, and they pull them out, and
Milk machine or
yeah, I thought that was really great. So
yeah,
I like the other rooms I go into. It's yeah, really just the baby man that
the baby.
didn't
Yeah,
work for me so much. Which also I'm
yeah.
pretty sure the mother was also a man. Seemed like they
I
did
think
that.
like
The singing
my
voice
least
at the
favorite.
end was what made me think
That's
so.
my least favorite. Like the mommy is really good until that final shot. I think that
Yeah,
it doesn't work for
it
me.
didn't work for
It's a
me
little
either.
too goofy. And like you said, like you're like, oh, it's clear just like a man, and like it just doesn't work. Yeah, the lyrics are rough, where it's just too on the nose. So
Yeah, and
like
like if
even if they just like hummed, you would understand the concept of them like kind of fighting and then just kind of like going for it.
they're already
You would
down.
get it.
They're already down. So
Yeah,
she's singing this after they're all asleep already, and it's just like, yeah, it's just a little silly when you think it is purely for like the audience to be like, that's what it
that's what's
is. That's the rhyme. At some point, they even
There's
say like, "Oh, we should have known those kids said the mommy was gonna get us." They
yeah,
reference the kids coming up to their car. It's like you should have.
yeah,
Mommy's gonna
yeah,
get you. Mommy's gonna get you
yeah.
for no
That's
reason.
a little,
For literally no
yeah,
reason.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a good opener. It is definitely memorable, and also again feels more like VHS to me. I don't remember the exact reason they're filming. I think they're just filming their shenanigans because they're like fucking around with Halloween and
I think
just
they're
like
turning. They're either going off. I think maybe they're going off to college. It's their last
going
Halloween
to
together or
college.
something like that.
They're kind of like messing around, right? Like they're dressed as babies because I think it's funny
Yeah,
because
they're
it's like
dressed
they're
as
too old for
babies.
Halloween.
We get the classic.
And
Aren't you a little old for this? Which I think
yeah,
happens in
like the
like
first
four of the
time.
five shorts. Aren't you a little old for this?
Yeah. Which maybe is intentional.
I think so.
That'd be kind
Yeah,
of cool.
it's like be polite and stop trick or treating when you're. Don't trick or treat when you're like 21 years old.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. So for you, that leaves Kid Print and Home Hunt. Damn, like it will be wild if your Kid Print is number one and mine's number six. I feel like though, yeah, you're on similar wavelength for me. I feel like you're going Home Hunt one, so I'm gonna go Kid Print number two.
Yep. Kid print number two.
Nice.
Yeah, I
You like
think
it
just
way
for I liked it a lot more than you. Yeah, I'm definitely on the other end of the spectrum, which I agree. It does seem like it is all or nothing. Um, and yeah, if Home Hunt didn't exist, it would be, it'd be my favorite. I think Home Hunt. Obviously, we both now know Home Hunt is our number one for both of us. It's just so good that it's way more fun. I think Kid Print, like it's one of the segments that I will think about. I think he took a risk by making it incredibly serious and like dark. I mean, it's dark, but like that's what horror is. I don't know. Like it worked for me. I liked the wrongful accusation. I like that we get to they don't he doesn't pull its punches as far as like it shows us like kids getting like tortured.
Mhm.
Them fighting back, I like to see them like kind of work together to fight back. Unfortunately, it's against the wrong person.
Yeah.
But I like that we get to see that. Like they almost make it out. And I like it ends on a note of like it's. I don't know how he's gonna make it work to keep going because now he runs it. But like, because in the town they've caught the guy. They have officially declared he's the guy. So as soon as he starts doing it again, they're gonna be like, oh, we didn't get the guy. But in theory, he could just stop and have his day, right, and be
Yeah.
done. It doesn't seem like the type of person that would, because he's
No,
fucking crazy. But
yeah, he's definitely crazy.
yeah, so I think his acting sold it for me. He's super creepy. He's barely on screen, but that final
Right.
interview,
He's the most fun he's got. I agree.
I thought he was good. I also thought one of my favorite parts is after at the very end they're interviewing the cashier. They're
Mm.
saying, "What do you think working for him?" She's like, "Yeah, I always knew he was a creep." Just like that kind of like this poor guy's got like a nice family and like yeah, just
Yeah.
bad things can happen to good people, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. It just worked for me. It hit it right at a time where like because it's right after
Sounds like it's like right in the
Fun
middle,
Size.
right?
It's right after Fun Size. Yeah, because I think it's
Chiku,
Supper Sick.
Super second,
Whoa.
and
Yeah,
then
Supper then Fun Size.
Kid Print,
Then
and
Kid
then
Print
Home Hunt.
then Home Hunt.
So
Yeah,
second to last. Wow.
it's the
Okay.
second to last. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just coming off of Fun Size, like it was a nice like. I mean, that's they really put the two 180 opposite ends of the
Yeah.
spectrum back to back.
For sure.
So maybe I just appreciated decent acting again. It sold it for me, but
I think it's some of the best. I would say. I agree. So
yeah,
yeah, that's strange. It's funny how it is very split for people because I see it as people's like number one and two in a lot of the rankings that I scroll through, or number five or
well,
six. Like it's
yeah. I've seen a lot of like it's unwatchable. Like they are angry
yeah.
it's in this movie because of the
Nah,
kid torture and stuff, and I'm just
nah,
like,
I didn't know that.
I'm like,
Yeah,
these
definitely
horror.
more.
You're a horror aficionado, and you're drawing the line at this. Like,
Right,
it just
right,
makes no sense to me. It just seems like get off your high horse for a second. Like it's okay. It's a horror movie.
right. That is weird because yeah, that wasn't my feelings. It just something about the way they portrayed it just felt weird. I don't know. It felt out of place or something.
It
I don't
does
know.
feel a little out of place, I would say, compared to the rest. Because
Yeah.
Utsupra is the only other like serious one,
Hmm.
and but it's still like supernatural and like you get to suspend your belief for a little bit and all that. But this one's just like I'm trying to think of all the other like every single VHS segment I've seen. I don't know if there are many others that are just like zero supernatural elements. This might be the only one that I can think of. Um,
Yeah, that would be interesting
at least of the ones
to
I've
think.
seen that I can remember. But
Right.
like to me, I think about like the alien slumber party. What do you think's happening to those kids when they get abducted? Yeah, you think they're just gonna be like
Right.
playmates with these aliens? Like, no, they're gonna get tortured and probed. So maybe it's just like we showed it a little
I
bit.
think maybe it's like the scenes of them, yeah, but I still don't know. It's like I've seen that other stuff that does work. So yeah, it's hard. I'm trying to kind of put my finger on it, but yeah, I don't know. It didn't click for me, but yeah, it's definitely people who are like it. I like the name. I think the name works well.
Yeah, it does. I
But
was a little confused at first. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what?
right,
And they definitely paint it when you first see him. He's the one doing the camera. You're like,
right.
something's off
You're
with this
suspicious
guy.
of
But he
the
does turn out to be the innocent. I mean, it does keep you wondering until he goes to the shop. Like you're
yeah,
constantly suspicious of him, which I thought
yeah,
was handled pretty well.
yeah. I
Uh,
think so too.
but that brings us to both of our number ones. The final short ended on a high note, Home Haunt, which was
Yeah, they
great.
saved the best for last for
Hmm.
sure. Not a perfect short by any
Mm-mm.
means, but just pure fun and
Also,
fun
kids
with the
getting
bias.
brutally murdered. Let me say, by
Oh
the
yeah,
way.
no, yeah. But again, yeah, for me, it's not that. It's just it's like the tone or something. Kid
Yeah,
Print, I
no,
guess. That,
yeah, I can get that.
or,
I just it's just those arguments I see that I don't get. I'm like,
yeah, no,
yeah, we
right.
show. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's like a girl that's like
fun with
boiled
the
alive in
murder.
this one.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this one's great. I mean, we probably have a little bit of bias. We did our own little home hunt in the backyard. Nowhere near as good as this one, of course. But I'm a sucker for anything with just like yeah, little homegrown haunted houses are fun. And this is the first time I've seen that also focus on like the emotional part, his dad and his son's like relationship and this
Yeah,
connection they have, and it's a really interesting idea. You get kind of a time jump, and then unfortunately, the kid growing up, not the best actor. They are
yeah,
asking a lot of him, and
yeah.
he's not really pulling it off. But you get it.
I'm glad he's
Um,
the one that ends up behind the camera. I'll say that for through
yes,
the
I
because yeah, I agree. I don't he think he's super convincing, but
No. When I look at the end of the film too, I'm like, I don't really know if you need the whole like he's not into it anymore. Because I guess they're trying to sell like through this trauma they like unite as a family again by the end, but like barely,
I can't remember
barely.
what the thing I remember at the very end is like the
Like
camera
mom
goes.
whoops her ass.
What's that?
It's like son's maybe about to die, and the mom like beats the shit out of the witch, and then it allows them to like all escape. But then the witch comes out, and then like all hell breaks loose. So it's like it still ends on like and things aren't good. But I think that final scene is supposed to be like this triumphant, like the family's back, like
Yeah, yeah,
we've like and I just don't know that you. It doesn't sell that well enough for like. Do you need it? I feel like you could just have the kid still being excited about doing this and filming it. So I don't know. That part is whatever, but yeah, it's a ton of fun. It's clearly takes full advantage of like this doesn't have to feel extremely realistic. So obviously the size of this home hot is like ridiculously large. Like
yep,
each room is like a house in itself.
yep.
I didn't realize till after Rick Baker is who I think is like one of the more famous like special effects guys in horror movies, like the horror genre. He's the guy that just like looks like shit.
I
Like
knew it.
he's on
I was about to say that would have been my
yeah,
guess because he sucked at acting. So it makes sense that they got
he
someone that's
did.
just like, oh my gosh, yeah,
Yeah, he actually has like the white hair ponytail thing, and
yeah.
I
He felt very out
knew
of place.
things felt, but until I looked it up, I was like, oh,
That makes way
that's
more sense. Yeah, because the rest,
yeah.
everyone else is good. I'm like, why did they cast this guy? Like, what the heck? He
So it's
feels.
like a fun little horror thing,
Yeah,
but
and
he
also
does
just like it's a funny idea for a character, but it's just like dude's got like a 8-year-old girl in front of him and like a 9-year-old boy behind him. It's just like, oh, why are you in line? Like,
right.
why
Get
are
the
you
fact that
there
like
waiting in
so
line?
many the neighbors that are like this thing sucks, but every year they like
But I'm
come
gonna
through to
support
see
you.
it. Yeah. Yeah, it's just fun, and this is one of those that like they crank it up to 11, and the 11 is a blast. Like once the concept is released of like, oh, okay, stuff's gonna go wrong here. They take full advantage, and the deaths are great, and
Hmm.
a fun variety, and yeah, you get this really you get the kind of climax moment with the family, but then you get this kind of extension exclamation point of just yeah, like the shot of the witch breaking out is just it's fun. It's
And it's
just a
like a
blast.
POV of it, like impaling a kid and bringing him
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
sky.
I was
Yeah, it
like
was great.
laughing out loud at that part.
Yeah,
That was like it was like the cabin in the woods push the button to release all the monsters moment where it was just kind of like, oh, okay, this is where we're going, and like this is great. And just having a blast. So yeah, that put over the edge for me that whole ending because yeah, it's hilarious. Just, yeah, impaling the kid with the broom and stuff, and just they just go to crazy places. And yeah, it has the feel of Halloween really great. Just all them waiting outside to go into the house, and just like it just is a perfect tone and fit for this whole thing. So yeah, I really liked the home hunt. It was good.
yeah. Well, cool. Before we move on to, so we're at an hour and 20, so we'll have 40 minutes to talk about Tales from the Hood.
Cool.
This took us about 40 as well because we chat a little bit up front. But real quick, let's just say what our lists are individually in order. So I'll go ahead and start. So least favorite to favorite was Diet Phantasma, Fun Size, Ut Supra Sick Infra, Coochie Coochie Coo, Kid Print, and Home Haunt. Overall, like a 3.25 for me. The best VHS since 2, I would say, of the ones I've seen, which I think it's all but 1. I can't remember which one I haven't seen.
My sticks to one is Kid Print, Phantasma, Fun Size, Utsupra, Kuchiku, and Home Hunt. I gave it a
Nice.
3 out of 5.
Nice.
And really enjoyed it. It's like one of the better VHS entries, and hope they continue to go in that direction for sure.
Yeah, me too. Like I would love to see like a let's do some holidays. Christmas would be I
Yeah.
would love to see
Christmas,
Christmas.
yeah, absolutely.
I say move away from the years personally,
Yeah,
and
I think
let's
so.
do like a theme. It doesn't have to be holidays, but let's do like a theme.
Yeah,
I think that would be fun. But all right, let's talk
I
about
like it.
Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood.
So spoiler, there's
Um,
5 segments in this one. In the order that they appear. What's that?
exciting. including the wraparound segment
including
is
the
one of those.
wraparound. Yeah. So in the order that they appear, those are "Welcome to My Mortuary," which is the wraparound. Um, Rogue Cop Revelation. I think this is the right order. I'm just looking at my list. Boys Do Get Bruised.
Mm-hmm.
Um, KKK Comeuppance,
Yep.
and then hardcore convert.
Yep.
Okay. So do you want me
So I
to
think you're going.
start?
Uh, yeah, I gotta guess your sixth or your five to
5. Yep.
start.
Yep.
Um, I will guess that your number five
I got to say this,
is.
by the way, this was a way harder for me to rank. I
Oh
think
yeah,
the VHS was like I was a lock from the go. I just typed them in. This one, I feel like this could change if I were to actually think about it again, with some exceptions. Some
yeah,
I think are locked, but a couple of them, like I don't know.
yeah, and I completely agree. I would guess that your number five. I'm torn between two, but I'm gonna go with Boys Do Get Bruised.
It is not. It is Welcome to My Mortuary for the
Yeah, that's
exact
my other.
same reasons as Diet Fantastic. That's yours as well.
Well, I was just saying that that was my other. I was between those two.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yes.
Yeah, just the same reason as the as Diet Phantasma. Like I had a good time. This one also, I agree. I think it ends on like a high, like one of the the high points of the movie. But it's hard to. This one felt harder to judge than Diet Phantasma, specifically because this one has a direct tie-in to Hardcore Convert. So it's hard for me to like. I think that does a lot of the work for this, and the payoff is great because of it. Which, by the way, I'm curious. Did you? To me, it was super obvious. When we saw the
I,
three boys standing over with the like altered voices, I was like, "That's them."
oh, okay. I thought you meant from the very beginning. You
No,
knew
not from the
like
very
where
beginning.
it was going. I honestly didn't. Which yeah. Once they revealed, I was like, oh, duh. I should have seen that coming. Because like,
This
why are they like
they sound
visually blocked?
they're blocked, and it sounds like they're like a news interview when they want to be anonymous, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, yeah." They do like the super deep voice.
I didn't even think about, it, but I agree that it's not. I think if you do figure out that point, it's. And what's nice too is it still doesn't really ruin the ending.
No, it doesn't.
Like it,
Yeah,
but
it
yeah,
didn't. Yeah, it wasn't one of those things that like, oh, I knew it, and that's a bad twist. No, it's a great twist. I still loved
yeah,
it. I saw it coming, but like I thought it was perfect. I'm glad they did it. It gave more depth to those characters, but it does make it harder to judge like that segment by individually because of
hmm
that. So I didn't really know where to put it. So I think leading up to it, it's a lot of just them talking to the guy, and then it's like it's very through line. This was more of a true through line of an anthology of like, here's the next room. I'm going to tell you the story about this guy, and then we
yeah.
move to the next room. Then I'm going to tell you the story about this guy, and very just it serves its purpose with a great ending. But I think I just found it hard to rank it compared to the other ones because they felt so much more of like their own thing. So yeah,
hmm
that's the only reason why really it's at the 5. I think the main guy, the I don't know what's that job called?
Satan.
What's that? Oh
I
yeah,
said
Satan.
Satan. Um, he's like the mortician,
Yeah,
I
Mortician.
guess.
Yeah, he's great.
Maybe.
He got the crazy eyes. Yeah, he was. I thought he was great.
Yeah, he's really good at it. All right, what's your guess?
My guess for you for 5 would be Boys Do Get Bruised.
No, I also did welcome to my mortuary because I think it's unfair in this one because it almost isn't its own thing. It does feel like it feels like Tales from the Crypt, where like he's just like the crypt keeper here, where it's just like, let me tell you the next tale, and like
Or
he's
like
got the
Creep Show.
doll,
Yeah.
he's got a creep show, yeah. So it's really hard to rank it, and so because of that, yeah, it's like you're falling to the bottom for me. But that the end sequence was so good,
It's
and
so
yeah, I
good.
had
Yeah.
a great time. Like just everything about the final, because the three are goofy. The three guys are goofy, and
Yeah.
um, he's been so committed to being so serious. And I liked the touching the light bulbs, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, what is going on here? And then, I think by the time I think when they got to the three coffins, I did not expect it to be them. I just expected him to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you now. Like these are where you're gonna live. Like this, you're about to get in these." So I did really like the reveal
Yeah, I
of
didn't
them,
see
and I
that
think,
part coming. I thought I'm with you. I thought it was like these are for you, kind of thing. Not
yeah,
you're already dead and you're in hell.
yeah. And I watched it twice. I went back and rewatched to show Kirsty that part, and I really like they film it so well where the first two guys, I'm pretty sure the way they do it, it cuts to where the person in the coffin is clearly just them, and they just use the editing. Whereas the third guy, you get both at the same time, and I think
Mm,
it's like a mannequin that they made
yeah,
that kind of looks like him. And I think I really like the way they do that. And then just everything there, you're just like, what? Like he's like melting their guns, and you're like, what the hell? And just his whole speech,
yeah,
saying no more. He's like something like, "This ain't no mortuary. It sure ain't the Terror Dome." And I had to look up what the Terror
yeah.
Dome
What's the
is,
terror
and
though?
it's like I think it's something in. It's almost like it's from like a rap song maybe, and black culture became like a term to represent like almost like I don't know without getting it wrong, almost like a bad section of town or something. I don't know
Mm,
something. There's some history to it. I was thinking like the Thunderdome from Mad Max for a second.
mm,
So that part like dates it maybe a little bit because you're just like, what? It's not the
yeah.
Terror Dome. Like, okay. But then the reveal of like it being hell is great, and fortunately the effects are a little dated. He looks really funny
The
as Satan.
tongue through the
Also,
tooth gap that was
yeah,
it for
his
me. I loved it
turtle, but it's great. And then
because
it's like
that's a real. That wasn't like a prosthetic tooth gap. That's a real tooth gap, and they
it's
probably
a
went to him
real,
and they were like, "So here's what we want to do. Are
yeah.
you cool with
I
us
think
like throwing a snake tongue through that gap?" And I
um,
loved it. Yeah, I thought it was great.
just everything fading away, the walls, and uh, there are some really fun. When you look closely, the one guy's just like
Yeah, yeah.
shaking.
When they're supposed to be like burning. Yeah.
Yeah, but it to me, it's like surprisingly effective. Like it is out of all portrayals of hell I've seen, just the concept in this is so effective. And I was talking to Christian. I'm like, yeah, I genuinely wonder, like, did this affect anyone to like change their path in life, where they're just like, oh, it ain't worth it to be doing this,
Yeah,
like,
especially
was
with
it
the tie
right behind?
into the hardcore convert, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. And like this whole film is kind of holding the mirror up to the black community, showing the hey, here are all the challenges we're facing, but also at the end of the day, we're like killing each other here. What are we doing? And then drugs and all that. So it is like it's a pretty brutal end to these guys, and it's the perfect ending to this movie. It's so fun. I don't know if you saw they made two more. I don't think either are supposed to be
Really?
very good.
Hmm.
They couldn't get this guy or chose not to, but they ended up getting Keith David, who also has the gap. And I've seen the clip before. I never knew it was from this. You may have seen it where like he's in a car and he just goes, "Welcome down," and it turns into hell behind him.
No,
So
I
I've
didn't
seen
see
that a
that.
million times, and it's like kind of memed now. And I was like, "What?" The second he said it, that's when I was like, "Wait a minute, is that what this
Is
is?"
that how they
And it
end
is.
all three?
Probably, but
My
it's
biggest critique for the whole segment, because I agree, I like all of it. I do wish there was like, not like a final test, but like they. We'll talk about it more when we talk about hardcore convert. He has a moment to change. He gets that
that's true.
opportunity and wastes it. These
Yeah,
three guys don't. And maybe
no,
their chance is inside of the like he's been giving
yeah,
these warning
voters.
tales, these cautionary
Yeah.
tales, and they're still just like, give us the
At the
money.
end, like, give us the
Like,
drug. Yeah,
yeah, give us the drugs, give us the money. They put the gun to his head at the very end. And so maybe that is. Maybe I mean I guess that is. I guess that is. They do.
that's probably it. Yeah,
I forgot they put the
but you're
gun
right.
to his head at the very end, which is probably just the but it's like even if they didn't, I don't think this is a situation where they were ever gonna be let go. They're already there. They're.
Yeah, that's it feels like once they're in there, yeah,
It's
they're
not like
done.
a purgatory. They fail. They get sent to hell. They're in hell,
Yeah,
with
you
no
just
shot of
able to.
redemption. Which, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I think it works. They are not good people. Uh,
Yeah,
but I would have liked to see that, especially once I get that cautionary tale of the hardcore convert. of like them
Yeah.
having a conversation about that. But I guess they do. I mean, they do tell us that tale, and then they immediately continue to point the guns at them. So I guess that really is it. But
Yeah. But
yeah,
yeah,
just a
it's
harder one
great.
to judge isolated. I think if we were to take into account hardcore convert, it'd be a little higher.
Yeah.
But I think it to be you know to be fair to it, if we're trying to rank it as its individual part, that's what I'm going to do. And I think because of that, it's at the bottom.
Yeah. All right. I will go then with my other. I'll say Boys Do Get Bruised for your number 4.
Yep, boys do get bruised. Um, like I said, I think all of these are good. I do think this one suffers a little bit more from like I didn't love the teacher's acting, um, but I like the message. I think the message is good in all of them. I mean, yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about how heavy of topics this. It's a risky movie. I think to put this into a horror anthology. All of these things. I mean, we got domestic abuse. Yeah, we got
Mm-hmm.
gang violence, police
Gang violence,
violence,
right? Like corrupt,
racism.
just racist, like white guy.
Yeah, every single segment has like an important thing that it covers. So this one was obviously domestic violence. I thought the kid was adorable. Oh my gosh, he's so cute, but not a great actor.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of like the dad is the monster. I love it was very like Evil Dead vibes at the end when he crumpled. But there's also
Crumple's pretty
some,
good.
huh?
The Crumple's pretty good.
Crumple's really good. Uh, but there's also some goofy moments, particularly with when the other kid, when he like crumples the paper or whatever, and the other kid gets hurt, and like some of the dialogue is just like hilariously bad. That like we got it. We didn't really need the teachers to be like, so what happened? He's like, well, he fell down the stairs. Oh, but I never seen someone break all their arms and legs falling down the stairs. And like, we got that. We didn't need it. And like, one, not a conversation that needs to be had. Two, especially not in front of a bunch of kids. And three, especially not standing outside the ambulance where the kid is, and they're talking out loud enough to where the kid's inside, like horribly deformed now, listening to these kids. The teacher's just like, yeah, so what happened? Oh, that's crazy. um so I found that a little goofy, but yeah, I mean, like, I think all of the like what it's handling, I think it handles it pretty well. I think the resolution's good. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. Just unfortunately,
Nice.
the bottom of the barrel for me.
Yeah.
If I had to rank them, that's where it goes.
Cool.
So yeah. So you want to talk about when we get there? Well, I would guess this is your 4 as well.
Yeah, it is my 4. It's just the weakest of, but they're all good. It just, I think the strongest parts are the idea, the concept, and the ending of it. Yeah, also the teacher, and so there's some forgettable stuff there. Um, when I was looking at it, I forget his name, but the father is from like All in the Family, or like one of those shows where like everyone that grew up with him, he was like the good guy. He was like the really good guy in this like kind of this family drama show on network
Mm,
TV. So I guess this one was like extra shocking for people when they saw it because it was the first time seeing him like do a turn as like the villain.
yeah,
And
he's
so,
good at it too. I
I,
thought.
I didn't have that context, so it didn't add much for me. But hearing that, I'm like, okay, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
The cast was just like, yeah, the family man, like he is the monster from within. But yeah, I like the effects of them destroying him at the end. That's clearly the the payoff and the whole point of it, and I like that. But yeah, I like the idea of, hey, we're gonna do a horror movie centered on the black community. Cool. One of our segments is literally gonna be about like domestic violence within the household. It's like that is a risky call, and it worked well enough. Was this the second one? I think it was
this
Road Cop,
was.
then KKK, then
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think probably a good place to put it,
Yeah, I think
where
so too.
early enough where you're like, okay, it was good. All right, what else you got? What else you got? So it's really all I have to say. It was good. It just wasn't as good as the others.
The only other part I didn't like that I wish they would have taken out was like the tattoo that says monster. Like
Yeah,
I like that the kid thinks of him as a monster, and that makes sense. But then it's like, oh, but he's just calling him that because he has a tattoo that says it. Like,
right. It's kind
uh,
of
it kind of
yeah,
takes away from like the meaning of
yeah. The
like,
whole yeah. You don't need it for sure.
yeah, you don't
You
need it.
definitely don't. So
So that was another
number
little knock
three.
on it. But yeah, number three.
Yeah,
This is
I'm
where
gonna,
it got really hard for me. I would say 3, 2, and
yeah.
1.
I'm
These
curious
were a
if we
lot tougher.
I'm curious if we fall together here. I would guess that your number three is Rogue Cop Revelation.
It is not. It is Hardcore Convert.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. And yeah, just to say, I loved all three of these. I think these are all really, really excellent. Hardcore Convert. I don't know. It just it became. I like the idea of it more than the execution of it. Some of it felt a little silly, um, but I honestly one of the biggest knocks I have against it is like it genuinely started to like hurt my eyes. The flashing sequence that's like
Wow.
5 minutes long. I was
That's
like,
crazy.
Jesus Christ! I wonder how many people had like epileptic seizures because of it, because it's
I saw people
brutal.
mention how they're like, you wouldn't do this in modern day for
No,
sure.
you would not. Yeah, it's super effective. It's cool, but it's very long to where it genuinely like started to hurt to watch it. So I think literally that was what the reason why I put it down to 3. But I like everything from him being like I like the experiment and like the uh, what do they call it, where they like flash you images.
Yeah, yeah, like just like almost like the brainwashing kind of Clockwork Orange,
Yeah, I
and
can't
like
remember what it's called, but I thought that was good. I like when he gets thrown into the cell with like the Nazi, and really that's the first time that he gets kind of called out for like is I think that's his first realization moment of like, yeah, dude, you're committing, black on black violence, and
yeah,
this Nazi loves you for it. And that's his first
yep,
moment of like, oh shit, like, and then he just doubles down, which is frustrating for you as the viewer, and um, yeah, I don't know, and then again at the end, I think it's powerful with the girl coming up, who got just like a stray bullet, and he's right there, and you can see him there, and then he just doubles down again, and yeah, I thought the ending was great. All of it, I sometimes I don't like it's all in your head, but like this one works for me. I think it's his conscious, right? It's his conscious trying to tell him that you're doing wrong, and then yeah, him. I don't know if it's one of those things that like could things have been different if he did realize. Doesn't seem like it, but it is a pretty graphic ending and just like a pretty brutal ending, but effective.
mhm.
I think I agree. I think it's just you don't walk away from anthology movies like thinking about any of them ever again. But like this one is like I'd just be curious to see what reactions were like when it first came out, because yeah, I don't know, just pretty effective. So yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. The underwear, the giant dong was hilarious to me.
Crazy. Yeah,
Giant dong, yeah.
very
He's like, yeah,
noticeable.
you got anything smaller? You got anything smaller for me that I can wear? Like I thought that was funny. But yeah, it was good.
Nice. Number three.
Yeah, this is tough to guess. I'm gonna go with ooh. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go hardcore convert. I think we might be aligned.
That's not my number three.
No.
My number three is actually KKK Comeuppance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which yeah, it is tough. I'm looking at his top three. It's like it could fall anyway. But KKK Comeuppance was a lot of fun. Um, feels like a creep show. Feels familiar but unique in its own right. And yeah, it's a great flip of the script a little bit where we are focused on kind of a white protagonist as the only one, and
I don't
it's
even know if
kind
I'd
of a
call him a
stereotypical,
protagonist.
yeah, or antagonist rather, um, or anti-hero, not an anti-hero.
Not even the hero.
Um, yeah, not anti-hero. um, just yeah, kind of a stereotypical like racist Southerner in power. Um, including I like it where like he isn't necessarily outwardly at first. It's kind of the hidden coded racism a little bit, and maybe even is convincing himself that he's not. Um, and you see that through some of the way he kind of converses about them. He has an assistant who's black, and you just know he's sitting there being like, "See, I can be racist. Like, oh, this guy here working with me." But then also in the kind of symbolism of this whole house, where he's just kind of ignoring the history and just like, it's not that's not why I'm here. Like I'm not going to give it up just for that kind of thing, and just kind of just not letting that idea in. And yeah, I like the initial opening and kind of cutting back forth between him and the people outside. You have this kind of um, ever-present loudest voice of the protesters that is kind of
The
kind of
hat killed me, man. The hat.
yeah, he's kind of goofy, but you
It,
get the purpose of him. And it feels like in a parable like this, like that kind of you said, like conscious before, like that kind of like that voice being like, hey, this is not all right.
mm-hmm.
Um, and then yeah, I like the. I mean, there's just so much great commentary in this film, from a black director about the black community, and I definitely think there's some point commentary there about this guy working for this governor
Yeah.
who's kind of, crossing enemy lines and is kind of maybe do it for his own personal gain. And there's just a lot of interesting stuff between their relationship
I
for
feel
sure.
every single segment's got some self criticisms as well.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, every single one, which I think
Yeah,
was certainly a choice, but I
yeah,
think a smart choice.
yeah. I think so too. It adds a lot of good just nuance, and you get this sequence where like he keeps backing up in the camera, and you're expecting something to happen. But I didn't think he was going to just straight up die there. So that was kind of a nice twist. And then you get this just the introduction of these dolls, and you get this great portrait. The portrait ends up playing a big role in this, and yeah, it kind of goes where you expect, but in a fun way. Like they definitely have a great time with it. You get a lot of N words that you're definitely not maybe expecting at first, and
I think this is the first
they go
ones you
pretty.
get.
Yeah, and they go pretty hard and
Yeah.
and pretty creative with some of them. And it works pretty effectively. Like you really don't like this guy by the end. And then yeah, it's just such a great concept of them turning to white on the portrait is just so good to visually represent. Okay, now there's 10 more. Okay, now there's 50 more. Whatever. The main puppet is really effective, and yeah, you get the one moment in the whole film you get great stop motion, good stop motion
I
animation.
thought
It's pretty good. Yeah,
surprisingly good
yeah,
effects.
pretty good.
Like
So
the when
yeah,
he's
it
running down the hall and stuff, I was like, "Wow, this is good." And he's like swinging on
yeah,
the
pretty good.
chandelier. I was like, "This is
Hmm.
pretty good
Yeah,
for what year it
yeah.
was."
Everything with that's just a lot of fun, and you end with a great climax of just all of them rushing them. And I thought they were gonna chicken out with like he clutches the American flag, and I was like, oh, he's gonna like fall with it over him so that you like as they're all attacking him, you don't see what's happening. But luckily, I was wrong, and you get the exact opposite. Like they get to show you pretty clearly. Apparently, the old woman was the director's mom, and he just told her to act mean, and he said that she
Honestly,
crushed
the
it. I
worst
don't know
part.
that she crushed it. Yeah,
She did
I
not
think
crush
she's
it.
she's a little rough, and that it's almost I almost could then do without it. Like maybe
Oh
just
yeah.
give me a chair just rocking with nobody in it, or
Or just
something,
have
or
all the
just
dolls
people.
back in the portrait.
Yeah. Like you probably don't need to see her.
Yeah, we don't need to see
Um,
her.
I don't remember too. His dad is somewhere in the film too. I can't remember who he cast his dad as, but his dad
Hmm.
also was in the film. Um, but yeah, it's. I think it's a good one. Again, I could see it higher as well. Um, I think there's a little bit of slow moments when it comes just the guy. But yeah, overall, it's just fun. I like it. So number three for me.
Nice.
All right, your number three was hardcore. So all you have left, KKK and Rogue Cop. I will guess then that Rogue Cop is your number two.
It's not. It is KKK comeuppance.
Ah,
Yep. Only because there's a couple things that bring it down. One of which we talked about was the old lady at the end. I hated that. Um,
Yeah, so
and I didn't like the guy, the not the main guy, but the like they're doing the news and he comes up, he's like, the
yeah,
dolls, and they're like, what are the dolls? He's like, the dolls, and he's just like exposition that he comes in, like they almost wanted to make him like the crazy loon, but they didn't want to portray him too badly, so they just put like a goofy
right.
hat on him. And he's like
Yeah, I
also
don't
at the
like.
cemetery. I just really didn't like him. He was there just to like be like the what do they call it in horror movies, the guy at the gas station that like
Yeah, I like him and Cabin in the Woods, like the Arbiter or something.
yeah, they got a
Yeah.
name for him, but it's almost like that kind of thing. Like he's the guy like warning them, but
Yeah.
like it's just such a goofy way. It didn't really work for me. But yeah, so well actually not slight spoilers for weapons, real quick. Well, I don't even need to say exactly what it is, but there are some very similar things that happen in this one to weapons. If you've seen weapons,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. Pat, you obviously know what I'm talking about, which I liked. I thought that was really cool. Him clutching the American flag at the end, I thought was brilliant. Before,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought that was great. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't really have anything bad to say other than that. This one, it kind of gave me like a mixture of like toy soldiers and
Yeah. Small soldiers. Yeah.
Battleground from one of the creep shows, I think, where like all the army things like start attacking
Yeah.
them, like
Yeah.
toys
Yeah.
start attacking them, and then also just like the kind of like the ants or the one in the creep show where it's like the sterile guy and he like hates bugs, he
Yeah. That's
kills
the
them
first
all, and
one.
then they come and
Yeah.
get him. So kind of
It's
like
like one
that.
guy in a house with things, these creepy things
Yeah,
coming to
but
get him.
like definitely deserves it. Like this, the name of this
Yeah.
one, KKK Comeuppance, is like a perfect name. Like it really is. Just they nail it. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, this was. I mean, like this was probably the most like fun. Weirdly, like like if I had
Yeah.
to say, like once the doll action starts happening, it's a great time.
Hmm.
Yeah, really good time. It was really strong ending. Other than the lady in the chair, I think it arguably gets
Yeah.
better if you take her out. Personally, I
Yeah.
just I didn't
Which
see the point.
which one is she holding? The main little doll? Is she holding one?
I think she is she or is she like knitting? I can't remember. I can't remember. Yeah, the main one may have been sitting on her lap or something. But at that point, I was just like why? There's just too many of those. Like each segment had some of these where it's just like why are we doing that? Like it
Right.
just would be better without it. Like we get it. We don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I just wonder
still
if, like, if you cast an actual actress there, is it better? Like, is the fact that
not for me.
it's a non-actor trying to look like really mean
But
and
I
like,
just don't get why she like. Why does she need to? To me, it's more effective if it's just her and her spirit in the
I agree. You
on
did a
the
close-up
mural.
shot on the portrait.
Yeah, she looks
Just hold on
angry enough
eyes where
there.
you're like hearing everything going on. That would have been
Yeah,
great.
or to me, all the dolls back on the portrait. They've done what they needed to do. They're not resting or anything. They're still there, but like they
Right.
come off to go get them and let them go back
Right.
to her, back to their mom, the grandma or whatever. But yeah, I still really liked it overall. So we're down to one. Do we have the
You're
same
guessing
one?
by two. You're
Oh,
guessing by two. Yep.
oh yeah, we went opposite. So you have hardcore convert and rogue cop revelation left.
Hmm.
I'm gonna. Oh man, I could see you going hardcore convert as your number one, but I think it's your number two.
It is not. It is my number one.
Really?
RoboCop is my number two. RoboCop's great. It's a great opener. I think they picked a good one to start on, and even though there is some self criticism in this one, less than all the other ones probably. Like it does feel more targeted of like all these white cops clearly are corrupt, and
Well, I mean, the
he
main message is like you didn't do anything, you just let them,
right. But
and that's
it's
almost
like
as bad.
yeah, it's like yes, but you also it also feels like he's like a newer cop, and it feels like the situation is stacked against him. Or like
Yeah, I wish
maybe
they
he
would have
couldn't
handled
defend
that a little
himself.
bit better because he's really like working on the computer and not watching as much. I almost wish that he
Yeah,
was like watching, aware of it, fully aware of it, just thinking there's
right,
nothing I can do because I'm the new guy. I almost wish it was more of that than him like, oh well, he was just kind of distracted. If that's the message of like you
right.
didn't do
Like,
anything, that's almost as bad. But
right.
really, he
He doesn't feel
was,
that guilty in the situation. To me,
yeah,
like so you can like empathize and understand, but still interesting that they still hold the mirror up. But
yeah.
um, yeah, a little bit of a slow start, but you know it is worth it for you know where it's going a little bit. That there's going to be some kind of revenge there at the grave site, but they do take their time. They're like talking for a while. He's peeing on it, like they kind of. But yeah, once it gets going, it's a lot of fun, and just the visuals, like the eyes are so good on the guy,
Very like
and
Michael Jackson Thriller.
Michael Jackson Thriller vibes. Love the like mural on the wall. I think it's such a great addition to this, and the way they use that alleyway and such is just like really great use of space. And yeah, it's just a great opener to the whole thing, and like works really effectively. And I'll talk about I think hardcore edges it out a little bit for me in that. I remember a little bit more of it, and I like the message a lot. I think it's a lot stronger in that one.
I think
But
that
yeah, I
yeah, I
really
do. I think the message is the strongest in
yeah.
the hardcore convert.
So that's my Rogue's my number two. So that's your number one.
It is my number one. Yeah, I think it was. It. I mean, it was also. It's the first moment that I was like, oh wow, this is like serious. Like these are going to be some heavy topics here. I mean, it literally starts with, obviously, this segment starts with them having pulled over the activist or the guy that's trying to take down the
Yeah,
crooked cops, and then they beat his ass near death, and then murder him, and it's just like, woof. So I thought that just like I think it's a ballsy opener that pulled that off for me because it never really felt slow for me because that was just so like it hooked me immediately, and then
hmm
you get to have the fun of the revenge. And like I will say, this overall Tales from the Hood wasn't scary in a traditional scary sort of way, but this had the one scare in the movie for me, which is first of all, I love that as they're driving away, he's just like constantly every time they look back, he's kind of behind them, just walking. But at one
yeah.
point, so they see him behind walking pretty far back, and then the cop driving is like, "How close is he?" And the guy turns around, he's right there on the windshield. Oh, it was great, great jump scare, super effective. Because you're already
hmm
wondering, like, I think that's the second time you see him. So the first time you see him, he's just walking. You're like, "What? How is he walking?" And then he's immediately
Right.
right there, and your brain just hasn't caught up yet to like the I don't know the mechanics of how he
Right. You
works
don't
because you
know
don't know.
how literal it is or not, and then it kind of
Yeah, and then yeah, everything with the alley and the mural, I think it's some of the best filmmaking in the whole thing. With the yeah, I love the mural. All the needles were great. Yeah, it just was. The beheading was good. I felt, and then a ballsy ending with the like you didn't do anything. Like you think that, and it makes sense kind of think when you think about it. It's not going to be like he's like now I can rest. Thank you. And you think that and that's what that guy thinks. I think the main cop or the I guess to him I would say almost like an anti-hero kind of or a protagonist of like he did his job, he got them there, but yeah, I don't know if he deserves to. I can't exactly remember what. How he dies, right? He kills him.
doesn't he die and he becomes like part of the mural
The
or
cop,
something?
the final cop does. He gets
That's the final copy.
he gets like crucified by the needles, and then like the
Yeah,
final scream, he like goes back, and it's a really cool shot. It's seamless
yeah.
too. It doesn't cut away. It's like a one cut
hmm
splash onto the mural. So I can't
I
remember.
don't, yeah, I don't remember if they show anything or it's just like implied something's about to happen. I don't
I
remember.
want to say he like straight up dies. I
Yeah, I think
just
he does, like in the alleyway. like in front of everybody.
Does he get drugged or like overdosed or hit
Uh,
fire or something? I can't remember.
yeah, I don't know. I've looked that up. That is weird that I can't.
Yeah, and I think maybe the reason I don't remember is because I just like wasn't expecting it, and to me, like the final kill was I what I wish was the main cop. I wish it was him because he sucked the
Yeah,
most, and like
right. He's deserved it
um,
more. Yeah,
he deserved it
for sure.
more yeah, for sure. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I think this one just all the way through. I don't really have any negatives to say. I think it didn't have those on the nose moments for me that the other ones did that brought them down. Thought all the acting was good. Thought all of the actual filmmaking was good, super memorable, and it had the only effective scare in the whole movie for me. So yeah, I loved it. I think it's a great opener of it definitely sets the tone correctly.
Yeah,
Because I was like, yeah, it is. It's an anthology movie made for like the black community. And so I was when I sat down, I was like, I know this is a popular film. I don't know if it's gonna like, be for me. I don't know how I'm gonna
sure.
feel about it, but that hooked me immediately, and I'm so glad it went in the direction it did. Because this, we'll talk about more maybe a little bit later, but I think, well, we're coming up on 2 hours here, but I think this might be like in a top three anthology movie ever, horror movie. It's just
Yeah,
memorable and effective,
that's
and
great.
takes a lot of risk. But I think it paid. I think all of them paid off. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was my number one. So your number one's Hardcore Convert.
Yeah, which I was surprised too. And I was gonna say, if you want after this, Jake, 'cause I do have to go soon. I have my list of all of them. So if you don't, if you want to work on it while I'm talking about this
I
one, then
do.
we can just
Yeah.
maybe go through them real
Yep.
quick. But yeah, I think this one ends at the top for me simply because I think the messaging is so strong. I was like taken aback by how heavy this one goes, and it
Yeah.
really worked for me. Just every piece of it, just all the setup with all the gang violence in the beginning, and throws you immediately right into it of just kind of the I don't want to call it the silliness, but almost the like arbitrary nature of it a little bit, where
Yeah.
like hey, that's that guy that I don't like. He did something I don't like. I'm gonna go down and
Kill him.
something softened too about like him coming home,
Yeah.
like he feels very innocent, just like, well, you're gonna buy me those lights, like, and then just getting like brutally murdered, and then the retaliation coming and everything with that. Yeah, I did not connect the dots that it was gonna be these guys, but I think that I really like that. That definitely also elevates it a little bit. Maybe that's unfair, but even without that, I still think it works well. The amount of cops that show up is a little insane, a little ridiculous. Like how quickly when you get the reveal of all the cops, but it's I can work with it. But yes, you get this like crazy sequence of him now being kind of like held captive and by this I don't know what to call it, but just this collective of people. And I really like that main woman. I think she's really effective in her role.
Hmm.
And you get this kind of it's not body horror, but kind of like like it's like machinery and the eyes being held open and the spinning and
The dong.
that
The
was my
huge dong.
first huge dong. That's one that like really first kicked in high gear with me was like the visuals. I mean, these are like real images. I'm pretty sure you see like Emmett Till in there. Like they were flashing some heavy stuff in there.
Oh,
Of,
so the things that he was seeing, those were real visuals.
I think a lot of that is real footage. I think like I'm pretty sure I saw Emmett Till. We'd have to look it up, but I feel pretty confident a lot of that is like true imagery
Wow. Yeah.
from like history, which I think was very effective. Or if it's not, it comes across as such very well,
Yeah.
and either
Yeah.
way like, gets the point across. But I do think a lot of that is actual historical footage.
Hmm.
And yeah, just that part, I was just like, holy cow, that was like really effective. And then yes, you get the conversation with the white supremacist who does a pretty good job. He's not the perfect actor, but
I thought it was
it's good
good.
enough. Like he sells it, and just the tattoos, and just the cell, the kind of claustrophobia of those cells and stuff worked for me
And yeah, just the
well. And
whole like it's so effective of him saying like, yeah, we're the same. I like you.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
like
yeah,
black people, but I like you because you kill other black people. So we're the same.
right.
And it's just like
And the process
woof.
of like we are better, but there will be some of you that will get to kind of live with us, and like that's a
Yeah.
higher honor. Yeah, just like pure white supremacist like nonsense. Um, and so like you said, you would think that like that's already enough to like turn you, and that comes before the like brainwashing image stuff, or
Yeah, that's the
maybe
very
just like
first thing that
yeah,
happens.
so you have that, then you all this footage, and then yes, you get that final sequence. So I don't know if you felt it, but immediately I thought of when they're lowering him down. Immediately thought of Jordan Peele's Get Out, and I forget what they call it in that one, like
Mm.
the something when he goes into the
Yeah, yeah, like
whatever.
trance state or
It's
whatever.
kind of like lower down darkness where you can like see up through the top
Yeah.
there. Like
I didn't
I
think of
wonder if
that,
that
but yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel
uh,
like now that you say it, I could definitely see him
yeah,
pulling
that
from
felt
that.
very similar. And then yeah, I just was like already impressed with the filmmaking, and then they're like, okay, let's do a 5 minute epileptic nightmare
Yeah.
sequence. Absolutely just wild decision, and it works so well. Like the editing for it is so cool with people blinking in and out in just such a great way. And yeah, seeing his kind of fallen brethren of just being like, you killed me. What the heck, man? Like, why'd you do that?" And then yes, the little girl is pretty effective. Of just the concept of like the stray bullet, and he's still trying to justify that of like
Yeah.
you were just kind of in the wrong place, wrong time. And then yeah, it does kind of climax in this like final opportunity that the woman presents him, and is kind of, is she calling his name? She's like trying to get. She's like kind of almost.
She quite literally says like this is your last
This is
chance
your chance, right?
to make it cuz he's like holding the nurse or we'll call her
He
whatever
grabs one like hostage,
like
right?
hostage, yeah.
And then it blinks to where all that's gone. It's just him repeating, "I don't care,"
Yeah, I
or
think it's I don't care. Yeah, it is I don't care, yeah.
um, and then that flashes into then back to okay, oh, this is all in his head, and he's kind of potential not dying moments, but he's been shot and stuff, and he's not in a good place. And then that translates to three guys where they're here like he doesn't care, and like cool, all right, let's kill him then.
Yep.
So yeah, I just really liked it. I was surprised. It's such a powerful one to end on, and just such great commentary of like just this both sides of the coin of like, hey, this is really shitty that we're doing this to ourselves. Like we're shooting ourselves, we're killing each other. You're doing what these white supremacist people want. Like you're helping their own cause by doing this. But then I also feel like by the end, you're getting both of like, hey, you're being given opportunity to maybe move past this and kind of turn a leaf and change. But also, maybe even with that, you can't. Maybe systemically, maybe just the way things have gotten. Even with that choice, it's an impossible choice to make because of your circumstances, because of nature versus nurture, and the way you've been raised. And we can run experiments on you. We can talk every talking point with you, and maybe even so with that, it's too hard to break out of. And I just think that's very powerful and
Mhm.
such a great. It's just yeah, it's a really heavy one to end on. So I think because of that, that just edges it to me as like my favorite. It's one that I'm gonna leave like thinking about a lot. It's maybe not the most fun one to throw on, and like something like Road Cop, yeah, feels like a, if you were just trying to show somebody one of these to be like, oh, you might be interested in this movie, like check this one out. I feel like that's the perfect one
Yeah.
because it is kind of fun and more scary. This one just goes heavy on like the real topics. So yeah, I thought it was great, and then extra bonus points in that it ties into the final wraparound segment as well. Um, I think that's a
Yeah, that's
nice
the
little
other thing.
touch.
I tried to rank it not taking that into consideration,
Yeah,
which
I
is
think
hard.
it
It's
probably
still
still
good
lands
without
there
it.
for you,
Yeah, it's
but
still
that is
really
a nice
good.
little pick.
Um, for me, yeah, like I think the best filmmaking part of it is the flashing sequence, and it's genuinely hard for me to watch it.
Yeah,
Like I think film wise, the rest of it is pretty forgettable for me. Like the machinery, like the actual lab looked cool, but like other than that, I thought the filmmaking was fine. That some of the spinning shots were good and everything,
yeah,
but
Spain was cool.
that's definitely the most memorable part, for better or for worse, is that flashing sequence. Like I if I rewatched it, I'd have a hard time starting that scene. It almost would feel like a countdown of like my eyes. And maybe
Well,
that's
and
you know, and I
watch it
think
at
that
home.
partially is that the
And that's
point.
like in the theater when it came out. That would be hard in the theater.
It'd be really hard in a
You'd be going
theater.
from full black to light, whereas like I'm watching at home and it was just on my TV.
Yeah.
I think I had the lights were on in the room I was in. I'm
There's
pretty
no way
sure.
people have not had reactions to that. I think that's just the reality. I mean, there's no warning. Like movies now,
Right.
they would have a warning up front saying there are flashing sequences, prolonged flashing sequences. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so yeah, I think we can safe to say we both really enjoyed all of it. I do have my overall. I feel like it's probably not as accurate as
It's so
I
real.
think I wanted to. Yeah, I mean, I think the reality is most of the uh, Tales from the Hood ones would be above most of the
Yeah,
VHS ones, but that's not fun. So I tried to like splash
sure.
them
So,
throughout. Yeah, do you want to go first? And
yep. I'll go from 11th to 1.
yep.
At 11, maybe I'm harsh. It's just like I didn't click. Like I got Kid Print at the very bottom. Just didn't. I like to rewatch it and see, but just like out of all these, it's the one that like I remember the least. I just had no. I just didn't connect with it.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'll put Welcome to Mortuary after that because it's like kind of barely one,
Mm.
but still fun way to end the movie. Diet Phantasma, fun size. I'll put the first Tales from the Hood. I'll put Boys in there. That's definitely my least favorite. I could do without it. It's one that like if I never saw it again, I'd be okay.
Mm.
I'll put Supra just barely above that.
Mm.
And I'll put Cooch Cooch Coo. And then I'm gonna do KKK Comeuppance, followed by my final VHS of Home Hunt, and then I'll end strong with Rogue, Cops, and Hardcore as number one.
Nice. Yeah, good mix. All right, so mine 11 is Diet Phantasma, followed by Welcome to My Mortuary, just because, yeah, like we talked about, those through line ones. I think they'll just never be that special to me. It's just like some are better than others. And for this case, I think Welcome to My Mortuary was better than Diet Phantasma for me, just because the ending actually worked.
It's so good.
Yeah. Then Boys Do Get Bruised. Feel the same way about you as you. Like I think there's a strong message there. I'd be okay if I never saw it again. Fun Size is after that. Just for the creativity, I thought it was fun. But unfortunately, the terrible, terrible acting. I mean, I think you put good actors in there. This would be like it could be like a top 3 for me in this list.
Yeah, I think it would change.
Then Utsuprasik Infra, followed by Coochie Coochie Coo, then Hardcore Convert, then Kid Print, KKK Comeuppance, Rogue Cop Revelation, and Home Haunt as my favorite.
Nice.
Gut reaction. I think really, if we're really dissecting it, probably not. But
Yeah.
man, I just was like in the spirit of Halloween. It just was pure Halloween goodness, and I loved it.
I had my number 2 overall at one point, and then it fell a little bit.
I think
Because
it's
I'm
hard.
thinking
Yeah,
it's
I mean, like,
I don't think it's there, but I agree that like it's one of the ones I leave the most excited about on the first watch. Like great ending to an anthology,
mm-hmm.
Halloween, like it's just fun.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I think realistically, if I were to actually rank these on like objectiveness, it would just be like all of the VHS Halloweens, maybe Home Haunt above Boys Who Get Bruised, and that's it. And Welcome to My Mortuary be towards the bottom as well, but yeah, that just wouldn't be fun for the full list.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it makes sense for like put them all together. I think it works.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about the very end of Home Hunt with like it was very Cabin in the Woods ending with like the creature on the front wall like taking his hands off and like about to come to life. Remember that? It's like that's the final shot, I think.
Oh,
Like the big
yes.
dragon thing with its hands on the wall.
The entrance of the haunt. Yeah.
Kind of like Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, I thought that was great. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I like that we have some variety,
Mm-hmm.
not only in the overall list, but even within each movie. Tales from the Hood delivered for sure. The reputation precedes it is accurate, and I look forward to like watching it again someday.
It's gonna be one
Um,
that I recommend to. I mean, if you like anthology, if any of my friends that like anthologies, I'll be like, you gotta watch it.
yeah. So
You gotta
yeah,
watch it.
and maybe the most important. It sounds cheesy to say, but maybe the most important anthology movie I've seen.
Yeah,
Creepshow is a lot of fun. I don't know it's sending any super important messages out into the world. So the fact that they were able to merge both for this is
I'll say
incredibly
yeah.
impressive.
It's super impressive because that's just not something you do. So yeah, I think that's what made it stand out. Yeah, I think it would be in the top of all anthologies.
Hmm.
It's just yeah, it's super good. Had a great time watching it.
And VHS Halloween for me probably top three VHSs. I still need to watch them all,
Yeah,
but yeah, I think it's a good step up from Beyond, and I think just for an annual tradition, that's a fun one. I hope they keep making them.
yeah, same here. All right, well let's
Great.
call it there. In the next couple weeks, we'll choose some more movies, and I'll try and this time I did post the upcoming live early enough to where just in case anyone wants to watch. That way we put our selections up. So I might make a post or something saying what our selections are in case anyone wants to watch beforehand, and then jump in with us. But yeah, so we'll see you in next X amount of weeks. I know we both got trips coming up, so it might be a little longer than this time, but we'll see. So, any closing thoughts?
Can't wait for Black Phone too.
That's right, Black Phone
You
2. You killed me. All right, well, I'm Matt, and this is my brother, and
See
we.
you. I can't even be a closer.
Yeah, that could be the closer. We hate movies. All right, goodbye.